Yeah, peace to you, bro. I ain't been up in the wild and shit, man. What's good with you, man?
Greedy
I
vegan in the house, man. Much love. Oh yeah.
yeah, I done caught you early and shit, man. I'm gonna sit back, roll up one and shit, man. I'm gonna enjoy it like as usual.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm gonna drop the link out there some more. I think it's some more people want to join. Salutes to you, Troopy. Yeah, much love to my brother Greedy Vegan, man. Hell yeah. It's always good to have you, brother.
Yeah, likewise and shit, bro. I've been around and shit. I've been in the chat and shit. I'm pretty sure you didn't see me and shit. I just ain't been up on the line and shit, man. But yeah, it's all love and respect on my end and shit, man. Salute to you, bro. Let's get it in.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Welcome back. So, people, let me go on just go over the title real quick. Well, you see it. It's Friday Fire. Where's the smoke? We got a fire topic. Maybe do I got room to put any more? Let me put and more debates. Somebody might want to bring some other kind of smoke. So let me add that on the title. Um Debate. Um Salutes Adrian. How you doing, man?
Mama's son. How you doing? I'm very good, my brother. I'm very good.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw you go live, so I had to jump off the other show to come to home. You already know.
Hell yeah, salutes. Hell yeah. People saying this is a good topic. This is a good topic. Um, yeah. Do all humans have the same creator? Are all quote unquote races children of Mother Nature? That's what we're talking about today. Hit the like and share button on your way in.
That's what's up, man. I mean, can I get it started?
Yeah, feel free to. Let me know how my audio is, guys. Drop a one if the audio is everyone audio is legible. Yes, go right ahead, brother.
Thank you, bro. First of all, shout out to the chat room, shout out to the panel. Much love. Um, I would say every human has the same creator. And I'll give you an example, right? Everybody's got two legs, two arms, one head, one heart, lungs, kidney, and so on and so forth. So that means that there's one pattern, one creator, right? One design. The only thing that's different is the pigmentation of people's color. Other than that, all the same to me.
So yeah, um, I totally agree with that. I see it as somebody said consciousness is one. Yeah, it's every human. Excuse me. Are all the races? Here's another one for you, Adrian. Are all quote unquote races children of Mother Nature?
Mm, why you have to go and do that?
Yeah, man. We taking it there today. You know, I already know melanin gonna come up from some people. Hit the link,
Yeah.
y'all. Come on up. Yo, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um, Racist. I I I would go as far to say yeah, to a certain extent. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would dare to say that. I would dare to say that we all come from one, whether it's color as well and race. The only thing that's different to me in that aspect of it is culture. So yeah, I would say so.
You know what? That's a very interesting word. Let's talk about that word, culture. The culture, a person's culture, is the arts and other manifestations of human intellectual achievement regarded collectively. So let me say this real quick. You are not your culture. You are not the achievement of a collective group. And you are not the manifestations of the arts of that group. In other words, you can be given an identity through culture, whereas humans are supposed to create culture. Culture is creating humans. So you're born in America and they say, hey, your skin is this color. So intellectually, you belong in this culture where people aren't allowed to think and critical think and be smart. And nerds, they gotta be gangsters and hip hop artists and trap guys and basketball players and football players. Basically, because of your skin tone, we're gonna put you with this group. And what'll make you embrace this kind of racism and putting people in boxes is the fact they say, look, we're gonna put you, this is your culture. It's in your people to be running backs, rappers, twerkers. Y'all ain't never been thinkers, right? This is what they telling you your culture is, and you embrace it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think I think culture is dangerous if we ain't controlling culture, but culture controlling us.
Big facts. I totally agree with that, bro.
Yeah, I would say especially if you feel like you got to like live up to that. Because a lot of people even get mad when like other people try to like adopt the culture. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like is that what we hold dear? Is that really what you hold dear to you? Type shit. That's like, I be thinking that. Yeah, I would say especially if you feel like you gotta like live up to that.
So, my bad, Troopy. Other people coming on. I'm gonna mute them up. Go ahead. You got it.
Okay, I was saying if that's the type, like, what is our culture? If that's the type, like, if rapping and playing football and basketball and like, you know what I mean? Basically, the simple shit is what we good at and uphold to us to a higher standard type shit. Like, do we even have culture, or is it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Culture to me are the boxes that social engineers design for groups of people, which is why culture today works against us and not for us. I'm going to show you. Who creates black culture? Not black people, social engineers. But that culture is tailored and designed for a group of people who then adopt it as their own and will fight anybody that say it's not theirs. When something that's given to you ain't really yours if you ain't the creator of this. Black people ain't decide as a collective, you know what, we're gonna make sagging our jeans a culture. You know what, we're gonna make gang culture part of our culture, trap culture. We didn't decide that. That was given to us through social engineering, and we identified with it through the programming because we want to have a sense of pride with what we see on TV. We want to say, yeah, that's me right there. That's my culture. See, we got swagger in my culture. No, we got a lot of destruction and fratricide and genocide in our culture. A lot of fucking bullshit in our culture. But you'll maintain it for the swagger part, though. We cool, though, man. You know what I'm saying? Look at this swagger, though. I know we kill each other and shit, but boy, the whole world want to be like us, though, bro Sanchez. And they go back to what they said. They want to use black people to bring the whole world into Satanism like they already did with us.
Killing ourselves in style.
Yeah, killing ourselves in style.
Like the chain is like a part of our culture type shit. It's weird, you know what I mean? Like if you ever see like an avatar of a black dude, he like 9 times out of 10 he got a chain on, or like he damn near look like a rapper, or like real casual. Like it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, bro.
Would you consider that shit kind of like some I look at it as like some following shit, like motherfucker not being able to think and lead on their own selves and shit with their own mind, their own thought process. Like it's like I remember when I was young and shit, you know, when you come in the house or something, you got like Sanchez said, you got your pants sagging, you got your cap tilted to the side and all this shit, and one of your elders look at you, look, what you trying to be, one of them rappers or something? You know, who you think you is? Why you dressed like that? You know what I'm saying? It's like you following the shit, you imitating something. And like you said, if it's socially engineered and it's getting to us and shit, they have created a whole nation of fucking followers and shit.
I
Big
think
time.
because I think because black people some of the strongest people, so you got to find a way for them to kill themselves, and the rest of them, you know what I'm saying, they'll die out of cancer and bad diet and things like that.
Well, if this group of people had to become weak for that plan to work, not to say that we ain't strong people, someone is always stronger.
Hey,
Because
bro,
of spirit.
do you mind if I turn it up a little notch, right?
Yeah.
It's like deception, right, within our own people I see around us, and not only our own people, right? I see it in every color, and to make it work worldwide, right, to get us all under control, I think it's every nation, every color, every creed, right? But check this out now. You see, like as far as we go back to the slave photos and slave pictures and stuff, right? You know, that sometimes touches some people's hearts and these things, right? But I've started to look at things in a different light. I mean, I might upset some people, or some people might rock with it, but when I look at some of these pictures now with people being hung and black folks and all these things, you know what I really see? Sometimes when I look at it, I see obviously the number one contenders is the white folks. But then when I look at the black folks sometimes, I see Boule. And it's like when I look at some of the bodies that are hung on the tree, I see puppets and like, you know, studio prop sometimes. Like some of it, sometimes I think, why do they document these things and throw it back in our face? Or
It's
why do
documented.
they,
Hey, look,
oh,
it's old newspapers in the South that show you how certain people got caught for stealing chickens, watermelons, and was put to death publicly for it, and all that. You got paper out the paper out the paper out the paper of just children being motherfucking lynched, all that front page, back page. Oh yeah, it's documented.
yeah, I mean, some of it could be true, you know, and some of it could be like even now we have crisis actors and all these things. Remember, some of these scripts has been playing out through generations. Like how far, like if we question stuff within the 1800s and the 1600s and the dynastic periods, like we've got to be questioning these things as well. A lot of these things is red flags to me nowadays.
The police and the powers that be still lynching people today. They just ain't doing it as much. And if you look at them, the way they operate, they would like to do it as much, but they just can't. But if it was up to them, yeah, they'll still be putting the hose pipe dogs on you. I got several videos now that I can queue up real quick to show you some modern day police lynchings and bullshit and plant stuff on people and just fucking lives up, man. I'm subscribed to a lot of channels that audit the police, and the stuff that they come up with, man, show you that we just don't live in an America that we think, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's
shit ain't
not fair.
changed.
So I mean, we seeing this stuff today, and I definitely wouldn't deny it in the past where the laws was more bent toward they can do more to you. Like for example, in the military, right? The military got its own history of uh, racism, Adrian, to where
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah.
back in the day, they could hit you in the military, and all of the sergeants, all of the captains and majors who was in this thing back in the day would tell us, "Listen, y'all, y'all got it good. Y'all mad at us, because we making you work out and run all day because you messed up. He said, y'all young boys today, y'all got it easy. Back in my day, not only did they work you out, but they beat your ass while they doing it and smacking you and kicking you and all that. And I was like, wow, man. Like, there's no proof or documentation that they telling the truth. But I just believe them that all of these people who've been in the military long, that, they was hitting them back in the day. But you're right. I can't document it, prove it, but I just don't, kind of that stuff. But now here's when it come to lynchings in the South and all that, you can actually document that to go along with the claims. Go ahead, Adrian. Speak some more to me about your doubts. Go ahead.
To be honest, I wouldn't say all of them would possibly be staged, but like with some of the stuff, like when I've seen a few bodies and stuff, I mean, some of the photos are old, right? But even so, I mean, some of them just look a bit out there, even with the how can I say, even with the a lot of people's questioning this George Floyd thing, a lot of people saying that was a hoax, like this. When it comes to racial wars, like now, I just kind of look at things a bit skeptical. Like, I'm not quick to say, yeah, black power, or, like, oh my God, he's beating up my black brother.
Power ain't got a color, so you right on that. But you would have to be from the South, I guess, to be able to say, definitively or not. So hey, that's one of those things where. Where you
Nah, I hear
from
you.
anyway, Adrian? Where y'all you from?
I'm from London, UK, bro. London.
You still in London today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yeah, you got so many miles in between you and where this thing happened that's a lot of room to speculate. That's what I'm gonna
Mm,
say right there.
I feel that. I feel that. Most definite. Most
Can I
definite.
throw something in, Sanchez?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's up to the panel? Shout out to you, Sanchez. Um, I feel you on that, Sanchez, and it's not to downplay anything that y'all might have went through on that side of the pond, Adrian. But like, I'm from Texas, man, and even if anything about Juneteenth, it was like shit. They was holding on to us as long as they fucking could, and like Sanchez was saying about like the newspaper clippings and things of that nature, like that shit was real. Like these motherfuckers had us on postcards, our kids, like it's shit that's well documented. You ain't got to search far, long, and hard. It's story after story, record after record. It's a lot of shit that was handed down, verbatim. My great grandparents were sharecroppers. You know what I'm saying? And I remember my grandfather died. A very wealthy man, did great for himself. I remember, being with him and walking around town, staying in a little town called College Station. And I remember him telling me it was a time where he had to walk around, and even as like a teenager, if he saw a white man, he had to hold his head down. You couldn't look him in the face. You couldn't look a little white kid in the face. And that shit ain't staged. You know what I'm saying? It's real. It's just like Sanchez was saying, the shit it just transferred, just no different from, when you had old school basketball players, the game
Mm-hmm.
it just changed. It's just updated. You know what I mean? Like I know y'all see it over there. Y'all see some of the things that we go through. And y'all might feel like, well, a lot of that shit is staged. Like Sanchez was saying, I'm subscribed to a few of these they call them like cop trollers or police trollers or whatever. It's a lot of differences, man. The way that they handle us is just it ain't delicately. It's never been delicately. It's never been with care. You know what I mean? And if like, do you see what's going on in the world right now, or at least in the state of America? Like it ain't peachy fucking over here. You know what I'm saying? It's hard fucking living. I'm not sure if y'all aware or y'all heard about this shit where like they finna give like a lot of immigrants over here like right at like $500,000. You know what I'm saying? And those of us who are indigenous to this land, we ain't getting shit. Like we ain't even on the table. We ain't even in the room. Unless you're a janitor, like, hey, kick your feet up, sir. Let me get that dust up under you. Like they ain't giving us shit. Everything for us over here is going until we do our own due diligence. there's gonna always be some shit that's gonna have to be hard fought for. You know what I mean? And that's what I can say. I believe is a part of my culture as an indigenous American. It's a hard fucking life. It's a hard knock life, and the only way we're gonna really get it is to grab it. We gotta snatch it. We can't ask for it. We can't expect it, anticipate it. You gotta grab it. And history is always for the grabbing. And if you're just gonna sit back and get what they get you, get what they give you, you're gonna be fucked. You know what I'm saying? Our culture is what we make it, one way or the next. You know what I mean? But a lot of that negative shit, it's real, bro. It's beyond belief. It's real.
Hey, did you know what as well? I feel you on what you said there, right? And I mean, even though I'm over here in the UK, I do a lot of traveling. I've been to a lot of countries and stuff. That's why I can speak on a few topics and things, right? And I've kind of glowed up a little bit. But what it is now, you see, like even the 9/11, right? That was real. A lot of people died, but we know that was staged, right? We know there was a higher force behind it, orchestrating it, right? But that was real. A lot of people died in that. So when I'm going to the slavery stuff, I know it's real. A lot of people did die in it, but I mean, even the boy like Dane Calloway, he kind of debunks that slavery theory. But then
he don't debunk slavery because slavery is a theory. What he debunked is the idea of slaves coming from Africa to America on ships.
yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. Thanks for the correction, bro. So it's like, even though things happen, I believe they happen for a reason, right? So it's like, to make it happen, going back to the creeds, the colors, the race, everyone's got to play a part in it. That's what I'm saying. Even though it might have happened, like I said, we've seen a lot of things happen, like 9/11, innocent people died in that, but there was a bigger picture for it.
Yeah, so
Like
listen, the bigger picture don't take away from the horrors inflicted upon the people. And the bigger picture is the fact that any staging is to shape society in a certain way. It's for an agenda. And so even if you say that slavery was a staging, what did they want to accomplish? They wanted to accomplish a future generation of slave-minded people that subconsciously fear the European. And if you look at those people today, they do. They subconsciously fear this European. And they worship the European God. You got his religion, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, if slavery was staged, it still accomplished what the people who executed this staged event wanted to accomplish. If them catching Bin Laden in a cave was a staging, but let's say he still died, like 9/11, it wasn't about his death. It was about what we wanted to get out of staging this. Like if me and you commit a robbery and we kill somebody, and we want to stage the scene, or they call it staging the scene, where we want to make it look different than what it. So when investigators come in there, we'll throw them off, right? What did we try to accomplish? We tried to deceive these guys by staging something. That's all I'm saying. Like, if you argue that, if they say, well, we want to kill Brother Sanchez because he's speaking the truth, but we got to stage it in a way to make it look like it was an accident. After I die, anybody coming along saying, man, that shit was staged, they kind of taken away from the fact that they just murdered a man. Fuck if it's staged or not. Of course it's staged, because they didn't want you to. Of course they don't want you to know the truth. They want you to think, oh, he just got hit by a car, when really the driver of that car tried to hit me, and the judge in the court let him off and said it was just an accident. when they was buddies though, and they both know it's a murder, and now I'm dead with no justice. And people like, damn man, that brother died in a freak accident. Now some dudes may be like, that shit was staged, bro. And I'm gonna be like, okay, you gotta say more after that. You gotta say, look, that shit was staged, bro. They really murdered Brother Sanchez, man. Then I'ma feel justified. But if you just be like, it's staged from the dead, I'ma be like, fuck, man. That's taken away from what happened a little bit. Tell them how it was staged, how they got the world thinking I was hit by a car, but really the driver is a murderer. If you don't know that part of it, just saying it's staged don't do nothing for the victims of 9/11. It kind of gives off the energy like it didn't even happen for real.
Hey, Sanchez, I'm glad you brought that up because at times I've been in conflict with slavery, and what I've learned is that it really comes down to Jim Crow. I don't think a lot of people really know what Jim Crow was. See, you can have different beliefs on slavery, different concepts on it, but one thing that can't be denied, and take it, for me being from the South, Jim Crow was real. And in the South, they still feeling those effects down there now. And what's going on is they basically put us in a place where you got to choose, okay, so was the slavery concept the bigger deal or was Jim Crow? And don't nobody ever address the Jim Crow. People don't even realize that Jim Crow laws were established based on what the crow was. The crow is a bird, a black bird that goes into other nests and steals other birds' eggs to reduce their population. Does that make sense, y'all? Like they trying to say that black people, quote unquote, were reducing their populations. And everyone thinks Jim Crow was some white man that came up with all this. Yeah, it was Thomas Dice, but that's a character by the name of Jim Crow that he introduced, which is the first ever blackface. So while we like to go towards slavery, because a lot of that ain't going to be captured. We weren't alive back then, but I know a lot of our parents directly go back to Jim Crow. And if we can kind of go back to that, we'll figure out. Yeah.
They did have cameras during the time when niggas was getting lynched and beat. And we have several pictures and documents of slaves being hung, burnt alive, all that. And it's a matter of the people who denied it saying, I think the images are staged. The setting is, no one ain't saying they didn't document it with images. They're just saying, let's argue these images. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. When it comes to slavery, though, it seems like people are just saying that, I don't know, maybe I'm out the loop on it, but they've been trying to say that it never really happened. And I think that's what you're saying when you say people saying it's staged. But from what I've been hearing is people trying to just say
that's
completely.
What I was trying to teach them, that is not what staging means. You know what I'm saying? That it not really happened. People really died September 11, even though it was a staged event.
Exactly. Now,
yeah, that's what I said. That's sorry, Will J.
Oh, you good? Go ahead, bro.
No, I just wanted just to verify that. That's exactly what I said. I mean, even though innocent people died, but it was a planned. How would you say? A planned execution, so to speak, right? But yeah, Will J, you got it, bro.
It just makes me wonder now when we think what something is staged, what do we think they doing? You think they got professional makeup artists out here painting backs, getting photographs taken, or is it like what Sanchez is saying, where they don't know we don't know the whole story behind something, and because we don't know it, we're gonna say it's staged. We don't know if somebody's back was whipped because they just got into a fight with their brother. We don't know if they daddy just whipped them. There is some interesting stuff when it comes to that whole stage factor.
So here's the thing right here. This is how you know who whipped the back. The people who did the whipping actually had a name, right? They actually had like the man who put you to death. He was called the executioner, and he wore a black mask at the guillotine, right? So if I wanted, if I only had a picture of heads of bodies on the ground with no heads on them, and somebody wanted to say, well, you don't know if his cousin did it, his auntie did it, I'm gonna say, well, I know who did it because the only person that's allowed to chop heads is the man called the executioner who worked for the people that's in charge. Like, I don't have to wonder if who put this dude on death row to death, whether his auntie or mama did it, because the only people that's allowed to kill these guys in prison is the executioner, the man who the government hired, who the warden hired to hit the death button on the electric chair. His auntie can't do it. His mama can't do it. So what I'm saying is this right here, right? The name of the man who put the whips on his back was called a cracker, because that's the sound that the whip make when he cracking it, when it's cracking through the wind. Whoosh, crack, the crackle sound of it cracking the back and putting the cracks in your back. The cracker man put the cracks in the back with the crack of the whip. And if you look at who they call the cracker today, I mean, these racial slurs come from a real history. Some things you don't really have to argue when you start going at it from a sound approach that way, guys. But go ahead.
Can I say
I heard
something?
that as well. I heard that as well, bro, about the crack of the whip as well. So yeah, I feel you in that one, because I have heard that one before.
Hey, look though, this my perspective on it. I feel like it's millions of crimes that go on across the U.S. every day. It ain't fake. It's just they pick certain ones to exploit to make a certain image. You know what I'm saying? Like every day somebody get killed by the police. Probably if you look at the statistic, but they gonna put the emphasis on certain ones to make it look certain ways, like Rodney King. You know what I'm saying? Like this million niggas probably got beat up by the police in LA, but they put the emphasis on Rodney King because they had it on videotape and shit, and they wanted to make a message. That's how I feel it works.
Hey,
Just like Sanchez said, whether it's staged or not, none of that talk, the extra, none of it extra. Nothing takes away from the fact that Sanchez is dead than the motherfucker, whether it was whatever it was, none of it takes away from the fact that the shit happened. You know what I'm saying? And, I feel like that's the shit. If you're talking about stage, I really don't even get the whole staging talk, because, again, the shit don't take away from the fact. They can stage it if you want to, you know what I mean? And Sanchez gave a very fucking sound analogy, you know what I mean? Like they say they staged robberies. This was a staged bank robbery, but it was a fucking inside job, or however you want to take it. The staging of the event does not take away from the facts therein. You know what I mean? Like shit happened. A lot of bad shit happened.
Well, look though, if Sanchez ain't famous, then it really don't even matter, because this is John Doe that probably got killed in your neighborhood today, but you don't know John Doe, so like that shit didn't affect you. As far as if we put John Doe on the news, now everybody is protesting. You know what I'm saying?
But maybe they're using staged as something that they use to like incite other things. Like when he brought up the Rodney King and how they pushed that, it makes you wonder if they wanted people to riot and act a fool in the streets like they did. You know what I mean? Like maybe
that's exactly what they wanted, and they burned down their own fucking neighborhoods.
So it's like maybe George Floyd did die innocently. You know what I mean? But they pushed that narrative so that the country or the world could riot for a certain purpose. You know what I mean? I think that's what they mean by staged. You know what I mean? Like y'all said, people are dying. You know what I mean? We're not saying they just like planning out their death all the time, but people are dying, and I think it's just getting exploited to push certain agendas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Every day, that is kind of where I was going with it, Troopy. You you kind of understood what I was kind of going with it. Even though innocent people are dying, there's agendas behind it, whether it's staged or not. I mean, there's still an agenda behind it. But, you know.
So peep this. You know, like Shakespeare said, you know what I mean? And if you know about Shakespeare, you know about the whole character makeup behind it. Man said the world is but a stage, right? So you can't get away from shit being staged. I listened to this dude named Zach Hubbard, right? He like real big on fucking gematria. You know what I'm saying? And that alone, it's a lot of deep. It's so much fucking truth in it that you just, it's nothing about none of this shit is coincidental. It's staged. It's for a reason. It's just your ass ain't on the inside. You on the outside looking in, so you're not gonna know the fucking reason. You can speculate all that you want.
People need to. It's difference between a false flag, a hoax, a staged event, and fake news. All them different.
That's fact.
That's crazy. You gotta filter that shit. I'm over here laughing hard as hell. You gotta filter through all of that bullshit that you just listed off. Because that's all like part of propaganda. And that's why we say like certain shit is staged, certain shit is like planned or false flag shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
so that's all a part of the like government media control. So if you not ciphering through that thing, you kind of lacking to me. But yeah, y'all go ahead.
Yeah, I think the words you just said describe it all and shit. Instead of like everything ain't staged, but more so planned. It's more so planned.
Exactly.
Like stage would kind of mean like some fake shit, like a play. Yeah, some shit being acted out on the stage in the existence right now, but some shit that happened in the past, you can't say it was staged. You most so would say it was either false or the shit was planned, agenda behind it all, or the reason it was taught a certain way, but staged is the reason was that word is, I don't know, like Sam just said, it's a difference in shit like that. It's different. Them terms and shit can bring out different perspectives and shit. But
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro, also we gotta look at planning. You know, a lot of these cities where there's riots and everything, a lot of these businesses, corporations, or whatever in those locations, they don't put out insurance policies that as soon as the riot's over, they getting loads of money. They getting bans on bans, bro. Just because someone burned their building down, and then it was a paid protester on top of that. So we're dealing with more planning, you know, even deeper than probably what we think.
Now, what was the I named 4 or 5 things. Who remember them? False flag, hoax, stage event.
Fake news.
Fake news, yeah.
Fake news.
Hey, what's I gonna say? Hey, Will J.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember the other stream on Bro Sanchez channel when we was talking about stones, right, and these things?
Yeah.
Hey, guess what, right? I saw a short documentary. Yeah, they was like exposing how would you say, churches and cathedrals. It was quite deep, actually. You know, like on the roof of a cathedral or a church, but on the inside, you know how they go to the top and they'll go like an arch shape, and it will be like made of concrete, right?
Yep.
It's not even concrete, my friend. Like most of these buildings on the inside, they're not even concrete. They're plasterboard onto wood. Most of the roofs on cathedrals on the inside, they're wood and it's plastered over to look like concrete. I kid you not, my brother.
Which is what I was telling y'all, which is how they was making shit look like rocks back in the day. You know, you can compound a whole bunch of shit. I can fucking, my bad for cussing, I can break down this this table, and I can, you know, do whatever I need to do to turn it into some hard looking mineral substance. But yeah, you're right. We might need to revisit it, Adrian. Let's make sure Sanchez, he might want to keep the topic going.
Yes,
sir. See the difference in that. What the difference in that is, y'all, and I think this is what Sanchez is getting at. If you break that fucking table, right, and let's just say, you know, we get wood glue or whatever we're gonna get to, you know, put it back together, reconstruct it. and then you get whatever kind of molding or whatever it is you're gonna put on there to make it appear to be one thing. Appearing to be one thing is just, it can be tatted up on your face and, whatever the, the quote unquote gangster prototype would be. But when real shit gets to happening or shit hits the fan, like, is it going to stand the test of time? So speaking on those stones Sanchez was talking about, that shit has stood the test of time. It's not like it's fucking wood up under there. And then, you went and put a molding around it to make it look one way, because that could serve a temporary purpose. But when you're talking about over, a long length of time, I mean, it's not gonna. You got to deal with weathering, erosion, and it's gonna act.
Daryl, we definitely agree. I think me and Adrian both agree with what you were saying. We just talking about how there are other methods to making that, because my counter argument would be, I can make something that's light, compoundable, that ain't that hard but looks hard, but I can also make something that would be hard and can withstand. So, there's levels to that shit. But
yeah, you're gonna be using them electric tools like Sanchez was talking about.
Yes, exactly.
Are y'all debating like the ancient structures and all that?
Yes, sir.
All right. What's the debate though? What were the disagreement again?
I'm not even sure if it's a disagreement, but we were just talking about.
It was some info that I came across. Basically, it was like the structures of these cathedrals and churches on the inside, not on the outside, on the inside, right? It's like, when you look at them, you might think it's stone, but it's not even stone. It's a cast wrapped around wood. They use wood as the infrastructure, and then they mask it in like a plaster, some type of plaster, because you can mold it.
Right.
You can mold it to a certain angle with its plaster, but the stones, you can't get stone like this, my brother. That's why I question the ancient technology now when they say that people using chisels and hammers in these things. I really question it now.
They had to have electricity, no doubt.
My own theory on that is it's like, I think they would just use like sound or like acoustic shit, because like y'all were talking about earth. Bro Sanchez hit that earth liquefaction, and like if you can liquefy the ground, and the ground is pretty solid, you know what I mean? If you can liquefy the ground, I'm pretty sure there's a different frequency for a rock where you could kind of like liquefy the rock, and it'll make it a lot easier to just cut like butter if it's, you know what I mean, if it's already slightly. You know what I mean? But that's just my theory on that, because I mean, I've also seen acoustic levitation. Like, I've shown that video where they got the balls floating on top of each other just with sound. You know what I mean? If you could pick up a rock while walking, though, you know what I mean, with just the sound. I mean, maybe. And
Troopy, you right? But we also have to look. Oh, my bad, Sanchez. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to show y'all something real quick. No, you can go on speak. I'm just telling y'all to watch for the screen share. Go ahead.
Well, let's put it up. Let me say this. And I think real objectively. So when I come on here, like, I fuck with Sanchez, been fucking with him for a long time. But again, on some iron sharpening iron type shit, I come in with an open mindset, and dealing with what Sanchez is talking about, regarding electric tools. Just peep this, like, y'all heard of Gobekli Tepe?
Who?
Gobekli Tepe. Check out Gobekli Tepe. Check out the structure. Check out the I mean, just check it out and you'll see, bro. Like, it wasn't no primitive ass tools. Talking about precision. I think the shit is made out of like diorite. The only thing harder than diorite is diamond. So in order to have cut these stones into, the precision that they have in, you had to have had a drilling substance. I mean, something to drill with, as opposed to anything else. Because I mean, like you said, you can liquefy stone, let's just say, but you can't liquefy it in such a manner where you're gonna have boring holes laid out, in perfect 90-degree angles.
So yeah, like the idea of liquefying a stone for art purposes would be counterproductive to the act of having control over the stone to the point where I can actually sculpt it into a face or a bird or a flower. When you're using sound or liquefaction, is like using a sledgehammer for an ant. Basically, it's overkill. It's almost like yes, I would use that if I'm blasting a tunnel through a mountain so I can send a road through it. But for sculpting something, I want something more hands-on control. I want to be able to cut chunks of my item in slabs and then sculpt it slab by slab. That's what we see here. Now look, we got sound tools today, vibratory tools. We got magnets that can pick up cars. Imagine what they can do if you want to start sending vibration through stone. You'll shatter it. But that ain't art. That ain't sculpting. So the thing about,
because it's not controlled.
Yeah, that you really couldn't have a control. Like, do you see in the intricate cuts and carvings and all that? You definitely talking different forms of intricate stone cutting tools that's topping ours today. I think it's
fucking precision.
Yeah,
shit was precise.
Mm-hmm.
Even just looking at those that head that you had on the screen the other day, Sanchez, when we were talking about that. I mean, so you have that face or whatever, and it's clearly cut into, I don't know if it was quarters, I don't know, sixes, nonetheless it was cut right. I mean, together like a fucking, and you're not gonna use sound. Sound is not gonna produce that. Liquefying it is not gonna produce that. It's just not. Because again, I mean, you lose the control factor. You know what I'm saying?
Well, okay, I got one question. What if you could liquefy it and then sit it in a mold? Would that not work?
Then, like Sanchez said, you still got to deal with tying the shit to balloons and lifting the heavy fucking shit up.
Yeah, and the whole thing about liquefying it and putting it in a mold, you working extra for nothing. Because think about this, right? Let's say I got this solid stone, and you saying, okay, let's break this stone down, put it in a mold, and then harden it to a shape that I got. Now check this out. Why would you do that just to cut it again and put it together like a puzzle like this? Think about what I'm saying. If I want to make a face like what you got here, and I already got a solid stone, why would I melt it down? Think about this, right? If I melt that stone down and put it in a mold, you won't see these cuts then. It'll be one solid face, right? But why would I need these cuts if I'm doing it the way Troopy said? The only way I can justify these cuts is when I look at stuff like this right here. When I look at stuff like this right here, like, look, we see these cuts in stone cutting all the time, cutting in cubics, in the cube or the slab, in the same. So when we look at the pattern here, the puzzle type pattern, and when I go back to here, I understand why you would cut slabs if you're using this kind of technique. But if I'm using the mold technique, it should be one solid piece that came out of a mold.
Say, hey, bro, would you dare to say, like, I think we were speaking about this the other day with, I think her name was Bonnie P. Would you dare to say this stuff could be like printed, like in a sense where the dimensions and everything is sort of like calculated, whether it's via computer or machine or some type of machinery, I
saying
guess.
if these structures were 3D printed?
Yes, so to speak, yes.
Because I'm
I wouldn't say they 3D printed, but I will say that the technique of layering objects to build a 3D structure comes from here. It comes from here.
You said it better. There you go. You said it better. And bro, I've got something to show you. What I wanted to show you about the cathedrals and the church, if you don't mind. But I don't know how to video share, so I'm just gonna show you off my other phone if that's okay.
Uh, let me. Okay, yeah, yeah. You got your
One
camera on.
Yeah, 1 second, please.
It would pulverize in your hand.
With the video
Can you
evidence
see?
from the restoration, we can see the gaps that formed on the exterior. And as we saw before, Tuckahoe marble is vulnerable to weathering over time. Also from this video evidence, we see the other type of building materials used in the construction: wood and nails.
I have to try and make it look exactly as they had it, you know?
And now here comes the real kicker.
You stand underneath it and say, oh my God, how did they build this cathedral out of stone? And then when we started working on it and we go up to the attic, we realized that it is not stone.
The whole upper half of St. Patrick's Cathedral is constructed of wood and plaster.
Yes, it only looks like marble. Project engineer, Kira Brady.
So this is the ceiling of the cathedral. This is all plaster. It's painted to look like stone, and they come in line with the gold paint. So when you're standing on the floor, it looks as if it's stone.
The traditional building article, which covers the cathedral's restoration, also addresses the work done to the original plaster ceiling. Yes, plaster and wood, just like the earliest World's Fairs were said to be constructed. The Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception in Albany, New York, is also said to have plaster ceilings. And I'm sure the list goes on, as I am simply briefing this information for the very first time. But let's say the information I've shared here is a lie, that this is just another example of the mainstream trying to cover their tracks on how they've inherited these master mason buildings to keep the population stooped. The information about the plaster ceiling from St. Patrick's Cathedral has been available online since 2015, and I'm sure if I go digging, I can find books from even earlier addressing this topic, as I doubt this was the first cathedral in history to cheat its look. Now, to be fair, I have not watched every alternative researcher's work, so I'm asking in all honesty, has a single one of the channels preaching cathedrals as advanced architecture addressed this issue? Have any of them tried to debunk these mainstream claims about wood and plaster ribbed vaulted ceilings? We get a clear-cut example with St. Patrick's Cathedral that architecture can be used to fool the eye. And if you can get something done easier and at a cheaper cost, why not go through with it? How many other similar examples exist of architecture being used to trick us? Yes, the information I shared came from the mainstream. Yes, the mainstream lies to us. But if we're going to be honest with ourselves about being deceived, why should those pushing cathedrals as impossible architecture not be held accountable if they've missed this easily accessible information? And a big thank you to the commenter Unknown Sender. Had you not used St. Patrick's Cathedral as an example of impossible architecture, I would not have fact-checked you and been led to this information within less than 5 minutes. As always, I encourage the audience to make up their own mind, and in doing so, I have made up mine.
So yeah, that's what I was kind of getting at, man. I look at things in a different light now, bro.
And I'm gonna tell you something right now. That confirmed. Hold on, somebody who is that? Yeah, that confirms a lot of things that I always thought about. How St. Patrick, a lot of the new Christian basilicas and temples and all that, they like fool's gold. Just for example, right? The video you showed how they gotta keep going up in there to maintenance that shit because it ain't the real thing. If they don't go up in there and keep maintaining that wood and all that, that shit'll fall apart over time. That's the reason it's exposed now. Because one of the dudes who had a job to go in there and fix some shit is supposed to like, look, yo, and this shit breaking apart, they need maintenance on it. But you don't see maintenance men going to Angkor Wat. You don't see maintenance men going to Kukulkan. That stone that's standing, like you don't see maintenance men going to Mount Everest. Why? Because it's stone. If you don't see maintenance men going to Mount Rushmore, why? It's stone. If wherever maintenance men going to maintain some shit, I'ma already be suspicious of it.
Hey, is that how the Notre Dame building caught on fire because it ain't really stone? It's some plaster shit.
Right,
Yeah, like
probably
St.
so.
Petersburg.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because it would take a lot of heat for a rock to catch on fire, and I don't it didn't look like it was blazing like a furnace in that motherfucker, but
No,
you know what I mean.
but
So maybe that's why I caught on fire because it ain't really. That's crazy. That's crazy. I ain't never heard of that.
hey, Troopy, do you know what, my brother? You know that Notre Dame thing you're just talking about? I've seen footage, right, of a guy, and he's like on the rooftop and he's clearly lighting something, but the news reporters are like looking past him. They're talking about something completely different, why this guy is setting light to something, and then he just gets up and walks away. And then the
Like
fire
a
happens.
stage show.
Yeah, bro, like something. I mean, what is he doing there lighting something, you know? But the cameraman is not even like telling you what is this guy doing up there, but you as a viewer, you can see this guy just lighting something, and then the cameraman's just talking about something else completely different to what the man's doing, and then a fire happens like 15 minutes later. It's crazy.
Wonder what he wrote.
Hey, y'all also got to look into some of those ISIS statues that were destroyed in Iraq. A lot of them, you know, these big giant heads and different statues, they broke them and they were just hollow as fuck inside.
Hey,
so
listen, hey, sorry, Will, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, right? I mean, over here in the UK, we have lots of statues, you know, for bloody war people and politicians and all these stuff. So we have a lot of statues over here. I'm quite sure you lot might have a few statues over there, right? But the old ones, they're sort of like a concrete cement type of style. Well, to the eye, it looks like that, right? But now, since of lately, I've been seeing a lot of metal statues. So it's like they kind of might have to start changing their plans now, because some of these statues, right, they would tell you they was carved back in whatnot. You know, I couldn't tell you the year exactly, but it makes me think like with most of these cathedrals and that, they say they was done by hand, sculptures and stuff. But as we can see from the video I showed you, it's completely different, right? So I look at a lot of these sculptures and these statues very skeptical now.
we have to be careful, you know, we don't want to mix up statues with, you know, rock architecture or the things that like Göbekli Tepe, Tiwanaku, stuff like that. But
monoliths.
I would say a lot of it, the things that we see that's being perpetuated in media, if it ain't ancient aliens, it's normally post 1300s masonry work where they begin to master different elements that could simulate looking like stone, marble, more things like that. So while the Göbekli Tepes, and we still don't really know how they did what they did, but one thing we can say is not everything that's glamorous, you know, post 1300s is the same method. And that's where my beef is. I don't like mixing in all those type of architectures with the older style of architectures, because that's clearly different.
Göbekli Tepe is old. That is definitely not post 1300.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying don't mix it in with the Göbeklis.
Well, I mean, what would you consider old these days? I mean, because the timeline is out anyway.
I consider anything post the colonial kind of 1400s time to not be anything old, really.
I hear you. Yeah, that's deep, man. Deep. Hey, just on another topic, I thought I heard, what's his name? What's that comedian's name? I think Bro Sanchez was talking about him the other day. Not Chris Pratt. Oh, I forgot his name, man. The one who went to Africa. What's his name? That comedian?
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle. I thought he made a comment the other day about black people will only get respect until they go back to Africa. Did anyone see that comment, or did he say something like that?
I'm not sorry.
I don't even want to go to Africa myself. Ain't nothing.
Yeah, you know, they got to figure out what's going on over here in America.
God.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
But Africa being ruled by so many different groups now, it won't be long before they might reach some form of economic prosperity, but it'll be through all these other different countries just taking control of them. It ain't gonna be through, I don't think, they own effort, at least in our generation.
Mm.
Hey, they asking for the link in the chat if that mean anything type shit.
Hey, but
Yeah,
brothers, what about?
I keep spamming it. Ain't nobody clicking it though. Asking for nothing.
Hey, brothers, any of you look got to add to Bro Sanchez his topic about the creation and where everyone comes from? And what's your thought on that?
I think we all come from the same from the same Mother Nature. You know what I mean? Just I don't know, man. I guess I could see why it would be easy to deceive people on like the texture of your hair, or you know what I mean, how like the whole time, like the Asian concept, like all of it. Not that they all built the same, but you know what I mean, they all got the squinty eyes, but some might be bigger than others and shit. So I can see how they can like play that deception thing, but we all, like you said earlier, we all human, all got, you know what I mean, lungs, heart, 2 eyes, nigga, 2 arms, 2 legs.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, now look, this is where I get lost, right? Because again, we all be on here, right? A lot of us be on Bro Sanchez shit. And I feel like sometimes, and I ain't point nobody out in particular, but I really, you know, it's just like Jay-Z said in a couple of his bars. Like, do you fools listen to music or do you just skim through it? Now, dealing with this, I mean, again, just to my knowledge and what I've heard today, Bro Sanchez, again, probably gave like the best, I guess, what would be the most sound, logical explanation. Like, everything was dropped at one time. You know what I'm saying? Like, Bro Sanchez make beats. Now, when that beat is complete, is rendered, he done buffered it down, it's ready to go. When he hits spacebar, you finna hit everything at fucking once. You hearing the music. It's not like you there hearing him put in the percussions and then, you know, the strings or whatever it is. It's like, you know, again, going back with that shit, I feel like all of it was created at one time in every fucking form. You know what I mean? Mother Nature freestyle. She made a classic on the first take, and she got the fuck out the studio.
Jeez, my brother. Jeez, that was cold.
Yeah.
That was cold.
You know, I think a lot of creation has to do with people just want their creator to look like them. I think it brings people, you know, some satisfaction knowing that whatever their God is look like them and made them, and that's why they look like that.
Yeah, but see, when you say look like them, it's like my God look like me, your God look like you. But when they talk about look like them, they mean like as groups of people, right? Connecting with one God for that whole group instead of each individual their own damn God. And, you know, your God look like you because remember when we pull up the chakra layers and all that, your God is the auric light around you, which literally a mole of you, an impression of you. It can't, like we try to group it all like if you black, you need a black God. If you white, you need a white God. When each individual need to be their own God.
That's deep.
Oh yeah, that's the crux of it all. You know, you spot on with that. And when I noticed myself with creation, you notice if you go anywhere in the world, basically, at least in today's world, you know, even in the remote islands of Madagascar, you go up to Canada, wherever, you're gonna find there's always it's like the same characteristics of people everywhere you go. So that right there alone tells you that we all got the same creator, because you can say we got all the same body parts, everything, but when you look at us from a macro level, we community group the same relatively. There's always going to be outliers. There's always going to be your elders. You know, the concept of life remains consistent.
So to me,
Borging out.
y'all asked earlier, to me, that's what the fuck culture is. You know, you got, yeah.
Yeah, I guarantee you take away VH1, MTV, and all this crap, we'll all be singing hallelujah, man. We'll be one culture, bro. It's the media that and the indoctrination that makes up the cultures, you know, the lies and the deceits. But you take that all away, it's all one, man.
Let me ask. Let me do something. If you're in the chat room right now, if you can see the Zoom link that I'm putting in the chat room right now, put a 1 out there. Put a 1 out there. Go ahead, y'all. If you can see the Zoom link, put a 1. Go ahead, y'all.
Again, going back to this whole creation thing. So I feel like Sanchez was getting a lot of pushback, and I just, tying it into what you just asked. Even if that's your, I think that's your opinion. I respect your opinion. I don't think if you took social media away and you took VH1 and fucking Housewives of Atlanta and all this other meaningless shit to most of us away, that niggas gonna be running around here singing hallelujah because like it was said last night on the panel. I think Drop had said it. You just got it's polarity, and Sanchez been preaching that shit for a while, bro. It's polarity. You gonna have niggas who I don't give a damn. Some niggas just gonna be negative. They negative ass niggas. And you got some people that are just gonna be positive. You have pessimistic motherfuckers. You have optimistic people. I think it's just gonna be that fucking way. You know what I'm saying? And that's just quote unquote the nature of the beast.
For some reason, I think I got to take the HTTPS off of it. Hold on.
Hey, culture is only what you make it though, cause they got vegan dogs. They got dogs that eat
bro, I don't see it. It's not in the chat. I can't see it.
Right. I tried to share my Patreon link and it won't let me share that either. For some reason, it ain't letting me share links as if I'm not even on my own channel.
Got an agent in the building.
Hold on. Cause it won't share. Y'all didn't see my Patreon link either, I noticed. Oh. You know what? Tell me if you see it now. I'm gonna take the HTTP. Let me see what's going on. Hold on, y'all. Tell me if y'all see it now in the chat. Can you see it now? Y'all still don't see it?
I still don't see anything.
Damn, really?
Yeah, I don't see shit.
This shit won't let me put links, huh?
I didn't see you posting anything. I don't see your name at all in the chat.
Wow, that's weird. Let me see some. Do y'all see this? I'm going to just put a bunch of G's out there.
Use Alexis.
Y'all see the G's?
That shit look frozen on.
Yeah, I see the G's.
Yeah, I see the G's.
I see it.
Okay, so it's just not letting me share links, I see. Tim told me to put the link in the video description. Oh, excuse me. Damn, excuse me. Hey, check it out, y'all. I'm going to do that, right? Now, I put the link in the video description. Hit the refresh button and go and look at the video description and then click the link. I think it ought to work that way. Now, I don't think YouTube can beat me at that one.
Wicked.
It should work, but if it don't work, you can also try to type in the link directly. I know that's a lot of damn characters though, but
that's some crazy shit though.
Hey, check it out. It's in the description, y'all. Hey, it made it, y'all. Check it out. Go to the video description, guys. Open up, when you go to the video description of this stream, you'll see the Zoom link right there. You might have to refresh it. Yeah, go ahead, guys.
And I was saying, I think culture is like more of where you raised at or how you raised, because they got dogs that eat vegan now, you know what I'm saying? So a dog can even eat plants and stuff, you know what I'm saying? If you raise them that way from puppy, you know what I'm
But
saying?
but
But if
see,
you
look,
raise him in
when
the
you say
wild,
that,
he gonna eat whatever, you know what
when
I'm
you say
saying?
that you got dogs that are eating vegan shit, right? But that vegan shit still look like meat. It ain't like I can go to Salada and go pick up a salad and throw it in front of my puppy and he don't give a damn about it. But it's going to be a plant-based meat. You know what I'm saying? It's going to appear to be meat. It just ain't. It's that Impossible Whopper shit.
I don't know, man. I gave my dog some fruit, and I got a German Shepherd. I gave her
I
some
was,
fruit, and she fell
yeah.
in love with that shit, like peaches and pears. Like I just know she
Hey,
just can't give them the
That,
core, but I can't even eat an apple without her like begging for some food. Like
I agree with
that's
you,
Oh man,
Cooper. I
you
agree
out here
with you,
that's
starving
brother.
your dog.
that's what I'm saying though. So look though,
Mhm.
they gonna eat whatever. I mean, like it's however you raise. So like if we was raised in Africa instead of American and shit, being butt naked and eating vegetables and going to hunt for our food every day, and that should be normal. It's just that we were raised in America around too much media and stimulation and shit. So it's like we chasing, you know what I'm saying, the American dream, which is basically impossible and shit. So that's why people is the way we are. But
Hey fellas, we have a female guest of us. Maybe we should let her introduce herself.
There you go, Adrian. Salutes to the sister, Erica Pina. Welcome to the bill, my sister.
Salute,
Hey
respect.
everybody. Hey, I've learned so much from you, Brother Sanchez. And I've been working on a little presentation myself.
That's what's up. You in the right place for it whenever you ready. And much
Yes, sir.
love to you. Much love to you. Much
Yes,
respect.
sir.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you. I'm going to mute back up.
All right, for sure. So that's what anytime you want to interject, sister, just unmute and hop right in. Yeah, salutes to the sister for sure. And Q hopping on now. So we saw the link problem. That's what's up. Welcome to the bill, y'all.
That's what's up. We in here.
Yep, that's a good workaround, the description. That's crazy, though, that they're censoring the own host's comments.
Yeah, I can't even pin my own comments, but I can pin other people's.
It's insane.
Is that YouTube doing that, or is that just like a glitch? Or...
Yeah, you know what I think going on? I got a bunch of tabs open, and I think I'm signed in on so many different, like I'm on the Bro Sanchez TV in another tab. I'm on the Sit Down with Sanchez here, and that may be messing me up. I don't know if that's the problem.
But we saw when you typed in the G's, and it had you highlighted, which means that you were the channel owner. So that's really weird. They were hiding you sharing links to you know how people can support and join the panel.
And I can show y'all the links where I'm sharing the links, but it just ain't pop up though. That's weird. Let me see here. You can see there where I'm sharing the links, spamming the link right here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even without the HTTP, they still hit it.
Yep. And that go to G's. And yeah, here go the links. I was putting the links out there. Even up here, I was putting the links in. Yeah, so it some kind of glitch right here where for some reason those ain't show up.
Wow.
Cause yeah, they said they didn't see them. But yeah, it's all good. Most folks have that in the description area anyway, so I need to step my game up anyway. Yeah, most channels just have that joint right in the video description area anyway. So that for moving forward, it'll always be there.
That's good. Good to know, bro.
And there's a lot of other good links in there too, so people will see those as well, which is good. You have a lot of resources in the description.
Yeah, because I don't think people even check video descriptions, you know.
Hey, yo, can I slide in for a second?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, peace, Bro Sanchez. Peace to the chat. Peace to everybody. Love y'all, everybody. Love all y'all, man.
Much love.
quick thing, right quick. I just finished watching the 9 hour stream you had on Wednesday. I watch you every day, bro. But so I had a question to get back on the whole how they built the ancient structures or whatnot. Since we was talking about the holographic reality and all that stuff, what if they, the same way that you showed the Star Trek and how they were basically manifesting stuff using the light? What if they built those ancient cities the same way like Angkor Wat, like you said, an anchor being a spot that they hold it, you know what I'm saying, that it holds something down, you know what I'm saying, and wattage being electricity. What if that was the anchoring point for that holographic, projection to be manifested or whatnot? What you think about that?
Yeah, that I definitely think that what we're calling Angkor Wat today is the middle, the epicenter of a vast ancient city, and that would have been like the generator that would have charged the water, and everybody would have been powered from the center outward. Yeah, I agree.
I want to say that's kind of deep. One of the first things I really first time me hearing about that is talk about the Star Trek and the light, the manifesting stuff, or how they can just beam up whatever they want. If they want some ice cream, they can just beam up some ice cream. I think that's kind of interesting when we talk about light and when everything comes from. When we think about the Matrix and how when we sing the code or everything was just kind of like light thing. You know what I mean? I think that's interesting. That whole Star Trek being able to manifest anything from the light, it's kind of beam. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think all that Star Wars and Last Airbender and Earthbender element bending is real. I think that was bending the elements back then. That was closer
Hey,
to the
bro, speaking of Angkor Wat's, right, is there any pictures or anything on Angkor Wat's walls? Do you know?
Like, I was gonna say a lot of that stuff in them shows, like Avatar: The Last Airbender, show basically some of that stuff from Angkor Wat, different civilizations that was tapping into our chakra powers, or the powers of electromagnetism and other aspects of nature. That's why they even got a lot of flat Earth symbolism with the four nations and
yeah,
the setup of it and the shape.
It's really 7 elements. That's what the guy elements, you know what I'm saying? It's really 7 elements that you can bend in this world if you like up to that mother, like if you got that knowledge. But that's the knowledge that they keep in front of people, you know what I'm saying? I believe in that shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, anybody have any disagreements like about chakras, alternate realities, multi-dimensions, not even just disagreements, but like problems with some of the concepts to wrap your head around or anything like that?
What's up, bro? I got something for you. I think we not gonna be put in the CERN, we're gonna be put into Facebook. I don't know if you heard about this new technology that they coming out with where they letting everybody put themselves into the metaverse. That's what they calling it.
Yeah, I know about the metaverse, but I don't know nothing about what Facebook got going on with it. You put me on to some there, so I'm gonna check that out. Let me give a shout out to Gloria, my brother Key Norfolk, and to my brother Kalub Shipman. Thank y'all for the cash apps. Most definitely. Yeah, I mean, I think all of this stuff gonna play a part in getting us to where they want us to be. CERN, Facebook, you name it, everything, is already playing a part in it, some of it.
Bro, yeah, when you get a chance, definitely look into that Facebook, the Meta, what they just put out. Because even in the symbolism with their logo is literally the infinity symbol.
Yeah, I think technology finna fall. That's what all this predictive programming is about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, technology is the reason why we at where we at right now. Like it's an easy way to spread information fast, but it's an easy way to spread misinformation fast too. That's why motherfuckers are so confused out here.
So yeah,
but that is the technology. That's us.
Yeah, the whole Facebook now is like You're right. They going virtual with it. I told y'all by 2045 they want to have us in holographic avatars. Zuckerberg making a big push with this. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, the metaverse is exactly what I thought it was, a virtual environment where you can be present in digital spaces. Yeah, the exodus is happening. The exodus is we at the cusp of it now. Yeah, they're gonna be sucking a lot of people into these alternate dimensional spaces where, yo, this world about to get crazy, man.
Yeah, they are radically changing society as we speak. Have you guys been following what's happening in New York? Like 40% of the what do they call them? First responders are like basically going to be forced out because of these mandates.
Whoa.
And there's been huge protests just nonstop today as well, just every single day, because it's about to kick in, and it's going to be like the Wild West in New York. It's really going to be interesting to see. So shout out to all those people protesting and holding the line over there. And then also, did you guys see Ice Cube just got forced out of his like $9 million contract with Sony because he wouldn't take the medicine? That one's breaking too. So shout out to Ice Cube.
Hell no. Hey, Michael Jackson was right. God damn it. Sony is the devil. If damn it you didn't know before, shit, you know now.
Oh man.
Sony, man.
Oh man.
So that story's just breaking a couple hours ago.
Oh man.
Damn it. We need to hurry up and buy Spider-Man. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, at least we got another puppet trying to stand up for it. I see the Kyrie one enough. So I hope they all start, giving people a choice, man. Like, the money is the devil. That's what the devil is. That's what everybody lives for. That's what controls this world. You know what I mean? The flow of money, not the paper itself. But y'all go ahead.
Money is the moon god, unbalanced. The moon is unbalanced. That's why I look different every night. The sun is pretty much the same, you know what I'm saying?
I hear you. Hey, but sorry to cut you, bro. Sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
No, I was gonna say Job's right with what you're saying, yeah. But Job, if you're gonna say that if he's the devil, money's the god also to some people.
Yeah, but God is the devil.
It's duality.
Can't have one without the other. You can't have good without bad. You can't have wet without dry. You can't have nothing without the other. So it's all the same. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Yeah, but you gotta choose your side. Like bro was talking about Star Trek and Star Wars. They got the light force and the dark force, the moon, the sun. You know what I'm saying? Good, evil, up, down, left, right, as above, so below, as within, so without. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you said,
this damn Facebook metaverse shit crazy, man. Yeah, they doing exactly what the fuck is happening. It's crazy, yo. And
Facebook is super creepy. I'm pretty sure it's DARPA, like military technology, and then it's just all the censorship. When I try to create an account on Facebook, it'll tell me you have to use the name that people call you. It's really creepy. It's like I'm just filling out this form. How do they know what people call me? You know what I mean? It's like they want you to type in your government name. They'll ask you to send them ID and stuff. It's just a huge tracking project, a huge database. And I'm pretty sure it ties in with some master database they have, of all of their other sub databases. It's creepy. It's creepy. And then, this new push to basically just transform the internet, and then they can kick people off of this new future where everything's online.
Hey, y'all heard
what it's tied into?
Yep.
I'd say
Y'all, I want y'all to see this before we go any further. Fuck that. Watch this real quick. Hold up. Check this shit out, everybody. Then y'all can get the flow. This shit here is like everything I've been teaching. When y'all see this clip, you're going to be like, yo, now you see I'm not reaching with none of this shit when I'm telling you they got planned. Watch this shit.
We're floating.
Hey, bro, do you want to give a disclaimer or anything?
You put on your glasses or headset and you're instantly in your home space. It has parts of your physical home recreated virtually. It has things that are only possible virtually. and it has an incredibly inspiring view of whatever.
Hey, before I even play this, what I want you to do, when it first comes on, I want you to think, everybody stay muted because I got the speakers going cold right now. If anybody talk, it's going to give some horrible feedback in my mic. So stay muted real quick because I got this set up to where y'all can hear what I'm about to share. But remember, guys, I always tell y'all about our world is a hologram. We in a simulated universe. See, when I talk about, before I get into this video, let me teach a minute, y'all. Check this out. When I talk about the simulated universes, when you ain't in one of them alternate realities, it's going on autopilot. It's just like all of us men grew up playing Madden and NBA Live, and we choose a certain team, and all the other team games get simulated. If I'm the Buffalo Bills and I'm in a match season, I'm going to play my games, but I'm going to simulate the rest of them. I'm going to simulate them. So the universe created that to where all of the alternate realities you exist in, that's being simulated. But you're living them out simultaneously in simulation. You can skip to either one of them, like in a Madden game. You can go to that Lions versus Jets game if you don't want to simulate. And that's what we do when we astral project. We go and experience these other simulations. Now check this out. When I show y'all this image right here about how our reality really look when we're not on the inside of it, they're reverse engineering our universe, what Zuckerberg doing. When you hit play on this video, he's going to show you the holographic world and how you perceive it when you go into the, put the headsets on. Think about everything I teach you, but you got to look at the symbols, right? When I first hit play, you'll see the holographic universe, then it'll start getting colored as we go into it. And you know the way I've been teaching.
Imagine.
So I'm going to do it one more time. They showing you exactly what this net right here, this the firmament. This is the net right here. The net that's creating the holographic universe. And once we go inside of this blueprint, it becomes physical to us. It all gets filled in and colored. The spaces become filled in. You know what I'm saying? They showing you right there, but let me hit play. I ain't gonna stop it no more.
Imagine you put on your glasses or headset and you're instantly in your home space. It has parts of your physical home recreated virtually. It has things that are only possible virtually. And it has an incredibly inspiring view of whatever you find most beautiful.
Hey, are you coming?
Yeah, just gotta find something to wear.
Right there, Zuckerberg is promoting the 2045 agenda. I want everybody to mute up at this time because this right here is deep, man, and I want to share some with the people real quick. Zuckerberg is part of this 2045 agenda, which is to have human avatars living in digital spaces by the year 2045. And it's showing you Facebook already hopping aboard with it right here under the form of, you know, this is just crazy, man. This is crazy. Let's show you though. Go ahead.
Something to wear. All right, perfect.
Boy.
Oh, hey, Mark. Hey, what's going on?
Hi.
Mark.
What's up, Mark?
Whoa, we're floating in space? Who made this place? It's awesome.
Look at that. I told y'all space travel in the future is going to be virtual space. And this is exactly what Mark is confirming. Everything I've been teaching y'all, no matter how bizarre it may sound, you can look at this video and see Mark is all, I'm on board with it. This is the 2045 initiative. So space travel and avatar bodies, not in rockets. You see what I'm saying? because space is in a computer, and the only way they can take you to it is to put you in a computer, and that's literally what these evil motherfuckers are doing. Did you see that? His consciousness projected into his avatar. That's the mirror effect, guys. Listen, watch how they pan the camera, y'all. This is magic. I'm not making this up. Listen, when Mark go inside of his avatar, it'll be like you looking at yourself in the mirror, but your consciousness is going into the mirror reflection. That's the way they panning the camera. That's his mirror version. It's like him looking in the mirror. So when his consciousness project into that self, you're gonna have this mirror panning effect with the camera. Watch.
Boy. Oh, hey, Mark. Hey, what's going on?
Hi.
Mark.
What's up, Mark?
Whoa, we're floating in space? Uh-huh. Who made this place? It's awesome.
Right? It's from a crater I met in LA.
This place is amazing.
They said, who made this space? And the lady said, it's from a creator that I met in LA, which is the city of angels. See what I'm saying? Silicon Valley. I'm thinking of silicon trees and you know, for whatever it's worth. But when I think about it, that's the way people, like, we ask, who made this universe we in? As if there are other universes with other creators. And I think each of these universes is just different expressions of the one creator. This one right here, in my opinion, is the first time in our world here, in our time, where we about to make a wrinkle in time. We about to make our own ripple effect on the ether like the ancients did and create a new universe within ours. And that's going into oblivion. The ancestors said the key was to get out of all these, not to create more and go more into. We losing our quality of existence. The more we go into these universes, we become less human. But they're simulating the human inside of a simulated universe. In other words, the one that created that universe creates your body in that universe, your avatar. This is literally the Genesis again right here.
Is amazing.
Boz, is that you?
Of course it's me. You know I had to be the robot, man.
I thought I was supposed to be the robot.
Whoa.
I knew you were bluffing.
Hey, wait. Where is Naomi?
Let's call her.
Naomi.
Hey, should we deal you in?
Hey. Sorry, I'm running late, but you've got to see what we're checking out. There's an artist going around Soho hiding AR pieces for people to find.
3D street art? That's cool.
Send that link over so we can all look at it. This is stunning.
Dude, that is something.
That's awesome. Wow.
I love the movement.
Wait, it's disappearing.
Now, the way that street art became 3D gave me an idea. What if some of these ancient two-dimensional carvings are really three-dimensional stargates that we can't see? And that will come to life and open like a stargate, some of these spells and carvings on these pyramids. What if literally we're not seeing into the dimension what this two-dimensional symbol represent? That's crazy. Let's keep it going.
This is amazing.
Hold on. I'll tip the artist and they'll extend it.
Wow. Brilliant. If you guys like it here, I have another room that you're going to love. Check out this forest room.
Huh, let's see it.
Koi fish that fly? That's new.
This is wild. Hey.
Now, the same thing that make you laugh can make you cry, because all of this look fine and dandy, but guess what the DOD and the law enforcement people are saying for prisons of the future? Since it's not your physical body in this virtual world, they saying that you really can, if people choose to live out their life in these virtual spaces, they're gonna have to implement space police. Wow, wait a minute. Don't they already got that? Whoa, let me stop. But anyway, check this out, y'all. the space police will come and capture your consciousness in a virtual reality and imprison you in the same place you committed the crime at, which would be in virtual space. In other words, if you commit a crime in New York, you got to do time in New York. I don't care if you from California. They going to ship you to New York to do that time. You going to do that time where you did that crime at. So they saying the same rules when we start entering these virtual worlds for offenders in these virtual settings. You know what I'm saying? You will have virtual prisons. And they coming up with some horrific shit. Now imagine them putting you in a prison where you're surrounded by fire. You can feel the fire, but you can't die. Don't that sound like the hell they gave you in the Bible? They can put you under the ocean, surrounding you by all kind of motherfucking sharks and ugly creatures, and say, hey, you got to serve 2 years here. Like, they can put whatever setting they want. You can't really die in this virtual place. So they will have to make fear a form of punishment of some kind of, like, I don't know, but they talk, but just think about it. They got a movie where they literally doing that. They're trapping people consciousness, like putting them under the ocean in the Marianas Trench for like millions of years. And like the fucking, these other creatures had to come to free their sister from there, and said that they had trapped her consciousness under there for millions of years, and where she was just being drowned forever. And they had to go free that soul from under there. That was actually a movie I watched where they had that one. But this is the way they thinking of ways to use this for. On the flip side, like I said, same thing, make you laugh and make you cry too.
Yeah, you know what?
Fish that fly?
You got to keep going.
That's
My fault. It's real quick. I was gonna say, bro, that just made me think when you said that about how they punishing people by potentially trapping their conscious. This seems like something that they could even try to roll out with prisoners and convicts first, where they say they want to try to keep them off the streets. So it almost makes me think that one of the first things they may try this out on is, y'all say y'all don't want the prisons full. Let's sedate them and put this. They're gonna try to make it humane, where they saying that it's better than a physical death. But I could just see them rolling this out on prisoners, bro. I don't know why I thought of that.
Yeah, people that's doing death row, they may say you got one other option. You will be the first one to test these new quantum universes, and now if you make it to the other side successfully, you can just live out your life for infinity in a new world, man, and you can be, do your thing, right? And prisoner be like, shit, what I got to lose, man? I'd rather give it a try than just die normally. But the prisoner got everything to lose, because now they about to imprison your soul forever in this thing. This is deep.
You know what that made me think about? Made me
ahead.
think about the other day when you was talking about you had mentioned Minority Report, Sanchez. And on Minority Report, Tom Cruise catch ass, they had like a whole, I don't know what you would call it, all these fucking parts, that I guess to keep your ass in a certain kind of suspended animation, where the brain activity is alive, but the body is kind of like in a vegetative state.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah,
that's
a form of imprisonment.
That's exactly what it was in the movie. They just, had a big ass, for lack of better terms, a big ass garage, under the ground somewhere, a fucking vault with thousands of criminals who hadn't even fucking, did that crime yet. You know what I'm saying? They saw that you were going to do the crime in the future. They came, locked you up. Hey, you're supposed to be killing somebody 2 weeks from now. Let's go ahead and get your sentence and sit your ass underground.
Yeah, they got plenty of movies like that. Hey, y'all, let's finish this real quick, and then I'm going to turn the mic back over to y'all so we can talk about it. Hold up.
That's new. This is wild. Hey, one sec, Boz. It's Priscilla.
Hey, you have to see this. Beast is going crazy.
Oh, I love that guy. We've got to show that to the kids. Can you also send that to my dad?
I'll message him.
All right, see you at home. This place is great, Boz, but there's something I got to get back to. All right, so that's a glimpse of a few ways that we're going to be able to get together and socialize in the metaverse.
So they changing the way humans communicate, And now we're gonna be communicating out of body inside of quantum spaces and virtual spaces. I told people this was the whole plan about the NFT worlds and NFT shit. Like, think about it. Once we start occupying virtual spaces, people gonna start creating in those spaces. So you may have people that are famous painters in the metaverse who can't paint at all in the regular world, but since you can just wave your hand and just you can think your artwork right into existence and it'll pop up. It may be famous painters in the meta space that's horrible painters in the real space. So like what's happening now is like a person may, like the Mona Lisa in the virtual space is a copy. It's not the original one in the real world. So whoever owned the first virtual space Mona Lisa will be the. Think about how much that'll be in the. Think about it. It'll be like saying you the nigga who own the Mona Lisa in this world. You'll have some money. In the virtual space, they already auctioning off the Mona Lisas right now and the famous things in that space now in the NFT world. That's what that's all about. Because when we carry valuable ideas into the metaverse, who's gonna be the first one to own them and stake their claim in them? They're doing it now. They're auctioning off that now in the virtual space in the NFT world. You see?
Yeah, I think that's a whole bunch of fear mongering and CGI. Because I think Mother Nature is a force to be reckoned with. Like, even if CERN was real and the beast computer is real, that shit can all be killed with like some salt water. Like, if Mother Nature decide to do a monsoon, you know what I'm saying? That shit is over with. You know what I'm saying? That shit get wet with salt water. Salt water
Look,
different than regular.
we can trust Mother Nature, but they gonna try to usurp Mother Nature and develop the technology.
You can't beat nature at the end of the day though, because that's the one thing we all got in common. We gotta live on this earth. You can't beat that shit.
Now
Hey,
you
but think about
definitely
this,
right.
Kinfolk. Hey, look, think about this. Now, you talking about Mother Nature having an impact on the beast computer or whatever. I mean, what if they let's just say, build a fucking something similar to a dome, a deep underground military base that's gonna house that fucking computer. It's the perfect temperature. It's the perfect environment for what it's for. Ain't nothing gonna bother. Nothing's gonna bother.
But ain't nothing 100%. Just think if they flood this earth, even condoms is 99%. You know what I'm saying? 1% might leak through that bitch and motherfucking destroy all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, like Bro Sanchez said, the mud flood. It's just so many ways that nature can destroy this technology shit. So I wouldn't put too much trust in that technology. That's basically the enemy, like basically reverse engineering what the creator already created. You know what I'm saying?
And honestly, that's even fucking worse because if your ass plugged into that neural link and you are somewhere, perusing through the fucking Alps or wherever you may be in your own little virtual space and shit cut off, sound like you assed out to me.
Hey, bro.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like cryptocurrency, like if a power surge go through this country right now, which I believe is coming on the way, you know what I'm saying? All that cryptocurrency shit, all your bank accounts and shit, that shit is just a number on the screen, you know what I'm saying? You don't have no proof of none of that shit. That's what I'm saying. Tangible assets and nature and food and like precious metals. That's why I think even coins, like people, if y'all notice, it's a chain shortage right now. I think people that really know this knowledge and shit, like they going out and getting all the quarters and copper and the pennies and shit because that shit is really gonna be worth something. You know what I'm saying? It conducts electricity and you know what I'm saying. You can make tools and shit with the metals and shit. This paper money and this cryptocurrency, that shit is not worth nothing. It's not tangible. You know what I'm saying? It's not backed up by anything.
Yeah.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, when I left off, I think he was doubting the whole idea of transcendence, which is humans starting to occupy digital spaces. I must say this with no offense. Doubting that at this point is just let me know you fully don't understand what the mind is and exactly what Neuralink is. Like you ain't really researched it if you still in doubt that is possible.
Nah, brother. I'm not doubting it. I say it's 100% possible. You know what I'm saying? It's just a reverse engineer of what the creator already created. But I'm just saying, the earth done flooded more than one time, according to the Bible and you know what I'm saying, history and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think the creator is gonna let it get but so far. before he say fuck this, you know what I'm saying? Y'all people is not even
Yeah,
being
see.
humane to humanity and shit, and just destroy all that shit.
Yeah, you talking about divine intervention. And
Ain't happening.
yeah, that
Yeah.
ain't
Oh, bro.
happening. Yeah.
So,
Hey,
hey, I feel like a subject we don't touch on too is the blockchain technology, because the blockchain technology is eventually going to allow them to trace humans. You know what I mean? It's going to be like
They're already tracing humans.
it's going to be like the social. It's going to be like the social digital. You feel me? Like a social digital tracker with that blockchain. Like
Shit, they already got. They got you socially and digitally tracked with fucking Instagram. That's how people get pulled up on and get killed.
I'm saying like physically, like even the contract tracing they put on the phones, like in 2019 or 20. I don't know if everybody remembers
recently.
the phone. The phone was acting up for like a couple of days, and if you went back and go check your settings in your health on iPhone or Android, they added the contract COVID thing on your phone.
That's right.
Hey, bro, what was the name of the Facebook thing you were saying? Meta something.
Yeah, Meta.
Metaverse. And Meta,
Metaverse.
yeah.
I was just looking at the etymology of it. It was something to do with like change or alteration.
Yeah, that's just a nightmare. I mean, and we all can see through the stupid commercial that they put together there and see what's actually happening. But it's already going on with these screens that everybody's glued to. They give us some value. It's a trap. They give us some utility, and then once they control the platform and everybody's gotten rid of all the other alternatives, all the bookstores have closed down, people stop assembling and meeting and exchanging ideas in person, then they can start regulating it. Then they can start, ramping up the censorship. We're already seeing that happening. And it's the same thing they did, for example, with radio back in the day. That was a big technology that they just basically ruined for the average person.
Tim, they've been doing it for a while. That's
Yep.
why I'm not sure if I agree with what the other brother was saying, where he's kind of waiting on this divine intervention. Like, that's almost a bit of a fairy tale way of looking at it.
Look at it this way, bro. Look at it this way, bro. Look, Meta. I just got epiphany right now. Look, Meta spelled backwards is atom. You know what I'm saying? So basically, it's reverse engineering what the creator already created. Everything is supposed to be supposedly made of atoms. You know what I'm saying? Meta spelled backwards is atom. So they reverse engineering what the creator is created. So the Garden of Eden would be the natural world, and then the world that y'all talking about is possible, but that would be considered hell. You know what I'm saying? The digital world.
We're not debating that. We're trying to say it sounds like you think that it shit will never hit the fan because of divine intervention.
Yeah, and it's definitely a thing.
I'm just saying you got a choice. I'm just saying you got a choice. You could choose, but it's not gonna be a smart decision. It's basically like you choosing heaven or hell. It's like that's just like a slap in the creative face. Say, hey, you didn't do enough for me, so I'm gonna go inside this digital world. You know what I'm saying? So you basically just signing yourself up to go to hell. That's what it sounds like to me. Reverse engineering of what the creator made. Atom, meta, METAATEM. You know what I'm saying?
Well, remember, no one chooses to go to hell. It's you can get whatever hell is. You get swindled. You can whatever according to the Bible, Christians killing people. You can be condemned to hell for a variety of things. So,
I mean, we were just on the panel last night, and old dude was speaking about Alexander the Great, and the whole Hellenism shit. You know what I'm saying? The whole Hellenistic approach, where they was trying to send the whole fucking world to goddamn hell. You know what I'm saying? So, and everybody, you ain't got to participate in it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the people in Hiroshima, it was a lot of women and children who died who wasn't participating in shit. They got burned up though.
It sounds like people is willing to sign up for this shit though, because they already doing social distance and they getting y'all niggas ready to be, you know what I'm saying, stuck in the house, you know what I'm saying, depending on electronic, you know what I'm saying, Uber Eats, you know what I'm saying.
Hey, but did you not have to participate in that bullshit when it first happened though?
Hey, Will.
I mean, you didn't, but if you wanted to be,
but it affected you, brother. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, Will, you said something that kind of sparked an interest in me when you said, "Do we get a chance to decide whether we go to hell or not?" I kind of think we do, in a sense. Like, the so-called righteous people like these Dalai Lamas and that, do you think at any point in their life they'll be going to hell? Do you think they? Do you think they? Do you
I
think
don't
they?
think they actually fear. I don't think they fear hell at all. I don't think they expect a heaven. I think they just believe in karma.
Yeah,
And
they already living in heaven because paradise is in your mind, you know what I'm saying? They close to nature already, you know what I'm saying? So them type of people they don't even participate in cell phones and all that shit. Them Buddhist monks and them Taoist monks, they don't participate in all this technology and shit.
And check this shit out. We're still coming back full circle to what Sanchez was talking about, that's all in the consciousness. That's in your consciousness. You know what I'm saying? So at that point in time, it just seems like it's going wherever you at with it. Well, you're gonna deal with wherever you are with it.
Let me ask y'all this, and I'm gonna get off and go back and work the chat room. But
love you long time.
Hey, y'all help me out with this one. Y'all know how Brother Sanchez was teaching us that the different realms after where you go so far you can't get over the ice wall. Y'all with me? All right. Do you think that we possibly have moved to another, what do you call it? Realm, and we just don't know it? Because I say this, I only ask this because of all the things that took place. Like we had to stay in the house. The weather was crazy. The clouds was weird. And the mandate, could it be that we are in another realm and don't know it, and our bodies are trying to adjust to it?
Now look,
And
we can still go back.
I don't know. It's just freaking me out right now. That's all. It's just like no answers have been really clarified with all the things that went on that whole time, that year that we basically had to stay in the damn house.
But
help me out
again,
there.
look. So again, dealing with what Sanchez had a show about 3 or 4 days ago, where he was speaking about I don't know if he had brought it up, but I know he touched on it, speaking about the Mandela effect. So technically, when they cut CERN on the first fucking time, it could have. I mean, that could have just been it right then. The shit started changing up for some it didn't. It could have been something dealing with your molecular structure or your DNA, your genes that didn't cut it on then, but they ain't gonna cut it off. They're just gonna keep on going. So I mean, that could be something that's tied into what Sanchez was talking about the other day. Like, so you might not be aware that. So for people who are totally oblivious to the entirety of the Mandela effect, I might not have noticed, but shit, if Sanchez is my brother, we was both in the highest playing PlayStation, and they cut the shit on, and he was like, "Damn, bro, you ain't see that shit? Like, I just cut the PlayStation on, and now that shit spelled, MADEN 2022." And I'm like, "Nah, bro. It's always been like that, or whatever it is." You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I just feel like it's just like feels very different on from where we were prior to the big C.
It's
like
hugely
we're not
different.
in our same
Hugely
place.
different.
Yeah, it just feels like we're not in the same environment that we used to be in.
It's definitely a different environment. I don't know if I wouldn't go so far as to say it's changed, realities or what realms or anything, but I do think they're speeding this up, and they've always preyed off of the people and fed us false information through our eyes and our ears, especially, or sensory information, and to create a false reality in our minds to control us. And I see this as just the next iteration of that. And they've found in this behavioral research, psychology research, that the more isolated somebody is, and the more they can induce hypnosis and take away all the peripheral distractions and just hone in somebody's mind, to the more than they can condition us. And I just see this as devastating to the next generations. And I hope this gets out of control for them, and people don't embrace this crazy technology.
See, that makes the shit appealing. For like a kid. So for the video that Sanchez just played, us sitting here building the way we build, and looking at our reality and things that have occurred, on this plane that we live on, objectively, we see it one way. But like for my daughters, I mean, shit, they looking at it like, ooh, I can't wait until that shit come out. So the appeal is not necessarily, I mean, and it's going to appeal to a lot of people, not so much those people who are more conscious than others, but that's the marketing strategy. Shit got to be appealing.
Right. And it'll give people an awesome experience for the first couple of years, I'm sure. And it'll just win people over because it's so awesome, just like YouTube did, just like the radio before that, the TV in there as well. And then once they have everybody tuned in, these guys have a long strategy. Once everybody's tuned in, then they can weaponize it, especially. So that's what I'm worried about. And also the fear of being cut off from this new society will be a strong motivator for a lot of the youth. I know that this would have been very effective on me, and I feel like I just barely broke the spell myself. So I'm worried about these next generations. I hope they can see through it.
Hey, Sister Beth, can I touch on your topic about where we possibly may have come from?
Oh, it's not my show. I'm here to listen.
Well, I mean, when you were saying about we may have come from other realms, right? Like we're getting used to the climate, and we're not used to certain diseases that are floating around, right? I mean, I wouldn't say we come from a different realm, right? I said the other time on this panel, I think we are much smaller than what we actually think we are, right? And it's like, I don't think we have to come from a different realm. I just think we come from a different part of the land. Some people come from that part of the land because this infinite land that we're on is very big. I don't think we had to come from a different realm, maybe a far part of the land, right? Where the weather's different. Because just like over here in the UK, we have different weather to you guys in the US, right? You lot have some terrible winds over there. Now, me going over there, that might seem like a different land, right? Because I'm not used to these type of weathers, but I didn't come from a different dome or different realm. I just came from a different part of the land because I've started to see a lot of things with the sculptures of the land, right? Different plateaus and all these things makes me think, was the world one time at one level, and due to the mining and stuff and the terraforming of the earth, it changes the alteration of the weathers, right? So just like Africa, they have different heat to different countries. Could that be because they're on a higher plateau to the other continents? Certain people have different heat, and I think it's like due to the terraforming of the earth, where the sun obviously goes around at one level, but because some people are on higher plateaus, they receive the heat more because they're higher to the sun. So it's like, if you're taking people away from that to bring them to a lower level, their body's going to react different because they're used to the sun for how many years at that altitude. Now you're taking them down to a lower altitude. People just moving around. I don't think we came from different realms. I just think the terraforming of the earth changed people's vibrations.
I think maybe I wasn't clear, and I'm not saying it right, and forgive me, but I was thinking more like the landmass, the entire landmass moving to a different location.
I don't think the landmass had to move. I think the people moved. I just think the land got terraformed. I don't think the land actually moved because it's immovable.
But no, you're saying the people were not allowed to even go anywhere, really. It's been like since
we was
2000.
at one time, Sister Beth. We could do whatever we want. We could go wherever we want until we got, until the histories teach colonize and how would you call it, religion and all these things. I don't think it was always like this,
But you don't feel the difference. I mean, just like Tim was just saying, there's a difference in the atmosphere. There's a difference in the climate. There's a difference on how the air and the earth period is acting towards our bodies as a people. It's not the same. It's different. And
I was gonna say, it sounds like
that's why I'm
Sister Beth,
thinking
you think we live on a different earth now?
I think I just feel like we were moved somewhere else, and period, point blank. I mean, the earth is flat, of course, but just literally moved, and we don't even know it right before our own eyes, because the weather is completely different than it has been ever in history. And it's just different. And I just believe that some people's body could withstand the change and some can't. That's what I'm saying.
I think that's Mother Earth giving her a warning now. That's all.
I mean, that's what I was with the weather. That's what I was trying to get at. With different altitudes, you get different types of weather, right? And if you live on a lower altitude, you probably get, calmer seas, calmer winds. But when you're living on a higher altitude, it's rougher winds, rougher seasons, and more heat, more light, and these things.
See, that's not necessary. I don't think that's necessarily what she's saying, bro. I think
what I'm trying to say is civilizations may have lived on higher altitude to lower altitude, and if you move, just like for instance, sometimes they say if you take a certain animal out from its environment, it will it will die. Right, so I think it's the altitudes, just like with most of these runners in the Ethiopian lands.
Look, peep this, because you said
it did say that in the Bible. I'm not saying I'm not into the Bible, but after being indoctrinated with it as a kid, y'all know we all been through that. Some of us anyway.
The Bible got you.
But no, I know, but a lot of the interpretations in it appear to be reality. But I'm just saying, it did say at one point that the earth would shake and move out of its place, and everybody would be able to run to his own land. And it's going to literally move out of its place. So, I mean, somebody got to break. That's why I wanted Brother Sanchez to break that down, because it seems like the shift took place and the goddamn border is just overwhelmed right now. It's just literally, it feels like this damn mass shook out of its place. And
well, Beth, do you know what, actually, Sister Beth, you do make a good point, right? Because I mean, a lot of people do speak about the Great Reset, that it was so powerful that it tipped everything upside down, the reversal of the poles, right? And they say it happens every so often because there's different, how would you say, different civilizations has different depictions, right? So they are showing you in their pictures that most of these civilizations went through a great reset. And it could be that you're probably talking about, where it shook up everything, the reversal of the poles, right? It could be that possibly you're talking about.
So check this out. When y'all talking, this is what I'm hearing. Or this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the movie Inception, right? You know how they went into a dream. That dream was similar to the last one, but they kept going further into the dream. Eventually, Leonardo's wife, or whoever she was fucking stuck in limbo. She was so fucking far gone that I don't think she knew that in the actual reality where she came from, she was still falling off the fucking building, getting ready to fucking commit suicide. You know what I'm saying? But you're still in the same place. Its likeness is the same, looks the same, but every time he went into another one of these, I don't know what we can call it, realm, it was something a little bit different. Hell, in one of the realities, the entirety of that fucking reality even began to shake. And, they were consistently trying to wake you. They had devices or whatever to wake you up, or I think it was called the kick, to wake you up from that one, getting back into this one, getting back into that one. That's to those of y'all who've seen the movie.
Hey, so I got something to plug in. Think about this. All right, so the way that commercial that bro played earlier, when how all those different people were sitting at the table and they was in a simulation, and from that table they went into another simulation. All right, think about this. What if people like-minded like us, let's say the Nagas, we created this simulation, and the first thing that came to my mind was that the first would be last and the last shall be first. So what if the Nagas was the first ones to create a simulation like this, right? We got into the simulation, we was enjoying it, and we had people like Zuckerberg sit at the table with us, and maybe he was the last one to opt into this simulation. And so the Nagas was the first, just throwing it out here. This is a reach or whatever. I'm just trying to, give some perspective. But what if we was the first ones to create this reality, this simulation, and then they came in, started enjoying the simulation, and then from there made their own simulation. So now the first ones to come in are us, or the Nagas, or people like-minded, and people that's like Zuckerberg or whatever was the last one to come in. But now he's going to be the first in this reality to create another reality. Does that make sense to anyone?
Yeah, I mean, think about what Dr. Delbert Bless said yesterday. I don't know if it was the Dracones or whoever those people were that he was talking about that came over and, we, I guess, basically were going to war with them or whatever. I mean, this could be that in another fashion.
Yeah, they working. I think them boys working with the spirit, man. Ain't no way these humans ain't that smart. You know what I'm saying? Unless they in
Why
tune
not?
with.
Why not?
They could just be.
All y'all on this panel seem pretty fucking smart to me. You know what I'm saying?
They could just be working from their higher selves.
Your own reality, then. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, dog, like, I'm trying to tell you. That's why Silicon Valley. Why you think they all microdosing on psychedelics and shit like that? That shit get you in touch with spirit. You know what I'm saying? In Silicon Valley, everybody's on.
It gets you out of your body. So when you can actually travel into the future. That's what I was saying. Like, you can get into a trance-like state. Like deja vu is when we remember the future, like we remember the past. And the thing is, because the future already happened, there's advanced technology that exists on higher realms where those times ain't caught up to us yet. Some people would dream into these future settings and come back like, yo, I saw some shit with wheels on it. And people was riding around on like these little hard road type things. And they was calling it a cars and stuff like that. And check this out. The person who had that dream brought that technology into their world. The moment they went there and spoke of it here, at that point, the idea was born here. And people may say, where did Henry Ford get the concept of a car? The old folks had a saying, they said, sleep on it. The reason they would say sleep on it is because in our dreams, we get visions like the Bible says. So even Confucius and a lot of the people in Asia, they just sit around, burn incense, and they meditate all day and come up with inventions just all day. And that's why a lot of technology
Why y'all think the mushroom shaped like a spaceship beaming down the light? You know what I'm saying? Ain't no such thing as aliens. These people is getting these spirits from these psychedelics. I'm trying to tell y'all. I be on the psychedelics sometimes too, and like I don't know, like that shit just be tapping me in with like a higher source. But I be like on some nature shit. Like I don't be trying to do nothing weird with it, but I know there's niggas out here that can do something weird with it. Like magic is neither good or evil. You know what I'm saying? Like a gun, or like a drug, you can heal with it or you can kill with it. You know what I'm saying? These niggas trying to kill us with this shit. But you can take that same knowledge and heal with it though.
Hey bro, I want to ask you a question, but before I do, maybe one of the females want to interject with something. Or ladies rather. Ladies, sorry, not female, ladies. No? They good? Okay. Bro, do you like obviously we are physical beings at this moment, right? But like in your say, like for instance, we got a light form, right? That's pure light, a light being. Do you think you've got control over that?
I think some do and some don't.
Okay. So I say that to say this.
I mean, Sanchez keeps speaking about people being able to astral project. If you astral projecting that would sound to me like you in control.
Okay. I say that to say, bro, do you want to say something before I go again?
No,
I want to say something.
I'm falling back.
Okay, I say, sorry, Erica, 1 second, Erica. I say that to say
Okay.
this, right? If we do have control in our physical, in our original form, do you think we had a choice whether we come here or not? Do you think it was
Most
our decision
definitely.
to come here?
Yes, because if you listen to like the other psychics, like Sylvia Brown, she's already passed on. They have a theory that we chose to come here and that our spirit has to literally go through each of the constellations, each of the zodiac signs for a little while before we're born into our sun sign, into our zodiac sign. So there's the Kabbalah tree of life, the King James Bible, and the tarot cards. All three of those things are supposed to be used together to astral project. Because when King James was given the Bible, given the scriptures, it was a gift. Because all he was doing was studying everything. So Shakespeare and a couple of other artists, they gathered all the scriptures and put it together in a tiny little book. Now, the symbolisms, the symbols that are in the book are described from the tree of life and the tarot deck. Like, for instance, when the revelations talk about the great beast coming from the ocean. Well, the beast is synonymous with kings. You know that from the book of Daniel. There are 4 kings on the earth. But in Revelations, they're using the imagery or the symbols from prior books. I said all that to say this. We did choose to come here, but you have to go within. You got to look within to see what path we're taking. Why did we choose to come back this way? What did you get wrong? They call it karma. We're here because of karma. But that's all I want to say.
Okay,
I'm
sister.
nervous now.
No, sister, I love that. That was good. That was good. That was good. I like that. I like that. Anybody else want to touch?
Yeah, that's very plausible. That sound right to me. Shit, you never know, because when you come in here, you didn't ask to be here. You was basically forced into this lifestyle. You just came out the coochie and start picking up whatever you could pick up and what's around you. You know what I'm saying? So,
I want to say
Yes.
real quick what I heard whenever she said the 4 kings, right? To me, I heard the 4 cardinal directions.
that makes sense too.
And don't forget about scattering to the 4 corners of the earth like a reef in the water.
Yes, ma'am.
But I mean, I'm talking about before you even get to that, before you even get to the physical part of it. I'm talking about the light body of it. Do we have control over that part? Was it a bond we made? Was it like you said, how would you call it? Karma.
Bro,
possibly.
is light not physical though? Can you not take a magnifying glass, hold it in front of the sun onto a plant? Or we used to burn ants up and get a real physical, reaction.
Yeah, I
think. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, when I say physical and non-physical, I mean, I don't really have to. I was hoping I didn't have to really go into details about it. I'm just saying spiritual and physical. Like, do we have control over? Was the spirit controlled? Basically, was the spirit controlled?
I think we do.
Okay.
Again, this
It's
is how I
just
look
a
at
ma-
it. For those of y'all who believe in ghosts, and which I do, I might call them another thing. They can move shit in the physical, right here in this plane.
Let me just say this real quick, right? I want to deal with reality and just what we can prove real quick, right? There's no such thing as physicality, and when you start entertaining physicality as solid, physical, I can touch it, and you start basing a reality around that, everything you do from that point to try to understand the mystery of the universe will be elusive to your own self, because you founding your understanding off on a bad premise. The Mayan didn't have a concept called physical. They taught that everything that exists is pure mind, pure law, light, pure thought. So when you go to talking about did we choose to be here and all that, the moment you perceived of this dimension, you fell into it. Every thought you having is a thought that exists somewhere in the universe, even down to the scariest monster in your head. There's nothing new. And thoughts are just, if you had a TV with an infinite amount of channels on it, and right now if I said close your eyes and just think of something, whatever you just thought of, it exists somewhere. You ain't got no new thoughts. You're looking into worlds and you're bringing different worlds to this one and vice versa. It's all about connecting these worlds or connecting the dots by transcendence, meaning taking the idea from this world into another world and bringing the idea from that world back to this world. That's why we dream and still, that's why we dream. We literally, man, you go into a dream, if you become lucid, you'll discover things in that reality that you never even considered here. And when you come back here, you'll bring those things to this world. But inside of that dream, you will bring ideas we got in this world into that universe. People will be like, damn, that guy just came up. He the man who changed the world for think. We're literally, that's the whole thing about transcendence, connecting the worlds through ideas, which is what it all made of anyway, pure thought, idea. But let me show you, the ancestors didn't have a concept of the physical world. They taught that everything was taking place in the psyche. So when you look at the word physical, it looks a lot like the word psychic. Physics, psychic, they sound the same, look the same. Psychic, physical, psychical can be said, physical, how, psychic, physic. The thing about it is, the word physical was never meant to be related to solid matter. It was dealing with the psyche, the fact that reality is composed of the psyche.
Yeah, I think atoms ain't nothing but like light particles vibrating at different frequencies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when you said I think atoms ain't nothing, I would have hit the period button right there. They ain't nothing. But yeah, I feel, yeah, they just theoretical little balls.
So you think we living inside our pineal gland? You know what I'm saying? Because they say the pineal gland, like you said yesterday, that's all light. You know what I'm saying? That's basically so we just projecting our reality from our third eye. That's what it sound like.
Hey, bro,
Yeah, that's right.
I caught wind of something when you was building there. Did you say something like most of our thoughts is not really ours?
We're seeing into different alternate universes. If you got a TV with an infinite amount of channels, anything you channel out of that static, out of that darkness, will be one of those channels, because that means you can't create a channel outside of infinity, which to say right now, if I close my eyes and think of a world where these ugly little creatures exist, right? That's a fucking alternate world probably somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That's probably a place where humans have mutated to a point where we look fucking so diseased and foreign to where we are the monsters we dream of. And, so a lot of people may have their own add or take away onto that theory, but I think that's a viable place to start when we talk alternate realities. That means every single possibility of how life could have manifested, it already manifested that way. And the different manifestations of what we call in the past and the future. Meaning that the world already exists with the most greenest technology that will work with nature, and we already created a world where we got the most destructive technology that will work against it, and everything on the pendulum in between, like hot to cold. So I that's how I look at it.
So would you say like they've hijacked the system already, or they're working on it?
What do you mean when you say they
Which
hijacked
system?
the system? Yeah.
Like the sun and the interdimensional links.
You don't have to hijack the system. You just gotta reverse engineer it.
That's the word I was meant to, reverse engineer. Yeah, there you go. Do you think that's been done already, or they're working on that?
I think they're just surfing it like a wave.
Yeah,
I don't think they can re-engineer it.
I think they doing everything they can to try to re-engineer all of these wonders of life and the soul, and like I said, mind uploading, I think they're spending all their money and time to make that the ultimate goal, because they know they can't beat nature. So when you can't beat nature, you'll just try to simulate her and create simulated versions of the universes where you could kind of do your own thing. Since she won't let you do your own thing, man said, well, I make my own world where I can be God in that. And that's exactly what he's bent on doing right now. Every day he wake up and spending all his money, got the best minds, best people on it. So that's why I say I never debate, can they do it or can they not do it, once I realize they trying to do it. An example that I give is, once you realize I'm trying to kill you, you will be a bad parent to say, well, I don't think he can. Yeah, you ain't gonna protect your children. Like, if a person trying to kill you, having a discussion on whether they can or can't is counterproductive once you know they trying to kill you. So once we figure, no, you can't debate that they trying to do this. So now you want to debate whether they can or can't, but I don't want to debate that because I'm scared already once I figured out they trying to do it.
Yeah.
That's deep, bro.
That's
You really
deep.
can't beat it, though.
That was cold.
Yeah.
I like that one. It's real cool.
Yo, bro.
Yo, yeah. Go ahead.
I want to challenge you a little bit on this. Are you saying this realm is not physical?
I'm telling you, what you call physicality is nothing but sensory detections, and these senses can't be seen, but these senses allow you to see, touch, hear, smell, feel. And I'm telling you, if that's what you calling physicality, I will have to tell you the same thing Morpheus told Neo in the Matrix.
Right. I know where you're going already.
Bro, sorry, Will, as you was just saying that, I was just touching stuff in my house, right? And it was just nerves. And I'm thinking, am I really touching this, or is it intelligent design making me feel?
Think about
wow.
this. Watch this,
Wow.
Adrian. I'm going to give you a prime example. Remember the video I showed a minute ago of Facebook virtual reality and how Zuckerberg want us living in the computer and stuff? Y'all saw that when I shared that? You saw that?
Yeah.
Now look, when you get in that virtual world, that little simulated avatar that he made for you, it got a penis too, or a vagina. And see, that right there still gonna have feelings, right? When you get in that fake computer world, you're gonna smell the trees, hear the water in that world. You're gonna be able to taste the cupcake that's in this computer world. And guess what I'm gonna say to you? Bro, you think that cupcake real? We in a computer. It tastes so real though, bro. But see, when we get out of the fake world that Facebook created and come back to this one, we're gonna be like, damn, yo, that shit was crazy. Virtual reality, it looked just like the real world. And then you will have to say, yo, where did they get the idea for that from? The real world. This real world is holographic. Nothing is really what it seems to be here. The Maya said this world is just a veil, meaning that it's a overlay over something that's far more elusive. Like your skeleton can't be seen, but we know that it's skeleton under your flesh. We can feel it. It's the shape of your skeleton given the shape of your flesh around it, right? And so it's like the ether is the skeleton of the universe, the holographic light, the blueprint of it. And then when you put the flesh on the skeleton, that's when you fill up that holographic building and you color it. Like I showed in a Facebook video, like if I'm showing you a holographic universe made of pure light, once you get in that universe, the building ain't holographic no more. It's a gray building of concrete, and all that stuff. See, that's the same way they doing now. The universe that you going into is literally a laser holographic universe that's existing in the form of software. You can't touch it. The only way you can experience is to go inside of the software.
Hey, bro, have you ever heard of the Om symbol from Hinduism?
I may have seen it. Let me pull it up. Spell it.
Yeah, you got to pull it up. OM is how you spell it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Or Om symbol.
It's really interesting, and it tells a story in and of the symbol. And there's a little curve at the top, which represents Maya, is what they call it, which is illusion. And they call it the biggest obstacle to spiritual development. And then there's a dot that the Maya is covering from these other states, like the dream state, the unconscious state. And it's just an interesting representation symbolically of just this little bit of illusion getting in our way of maximum potential. You should check that out.
I think
I'm looking at it right now, and I'm sharing it.
So see if you search Om meaning or Om symbol meaning.
All right.
Because like it breaks down to a certain philosophy that they're encapsulating in it.
All right.
Hey, bro, what you said there was wicked, man. But I mean, it's like if that's true, right? That is a how can I put it? That is a lot of work put into that, right? Like to make you think it's physical, right? So it's like the human body must be very special to adapt to that type of alignment, to make you think like something's there to kind of like go along with it, because that program that you designed, wow, it sounds like something like it's way ahead of its time type of thing. So the human body must be like way ahead of its time. Like I don't think we really understand it, like the way how you put it, like the human body itself and the mind has to be on par with the reality, to coexist. But I don't think we even understand the human body like that. The way how you put it like that, it's crazy.
I think the brain is like an FM transmitter, like a radio. Like we all tuned into different frequencies and stuff. But like when you have a lucid dream, you can smell, taste, you know what I'm saying? All your senses are activated in a lucid dream. It's just like more unstable and you like kind of don't remember it. But in this reality, it's more like consistent, you know what I'm saying? More of a consistent reality as far as like your lucid dreams, things change more rapidly or whatever,
Yeah, that's crazy,
Well,
man.
in a lucid dream, I ain't gonna lie, like sometimes I lucid dream and I mess around like and do some drugs inside the lucid dream and I feel it when I wake up. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think the brain knows the difference between these two realms that we go in between. Or like if you lucid dream a lot, you wake up feeling lethargic, you know what I'm saying?
Do you know what? I don't think I've actually had a lucid dream before. like I've dreamt and I've had daydreams, but I don't know what a lucid dream actually is. I've never really had, well, I don't know if I've had one. Like, what is the difference between a dream and a lucid dream? If anybody's had a lucid dream.
A lucid dream, basically, if you ever had a wet dream, then you had a lucid dream because your body is reacting to the stimulation that's going on in the other realm, and you wake up, you know what I'm saying, with an erection because you just got through doing something in your dream, but your brain don't differentiate the realms and stuff like that. Like
Well,
I got shot.
to be
I
to
got
be
shot.
to be
Is that the only
exact,
thing we can
to
tie to a
to
lucid dream?
to
Like a
be
wet dream?
to be exact, right? A lucid dream is when you're dreaming and you realize, yo, I'm dreaming, but you don't wake up. And you in a dream and you got like these two histories, right? Think about this. I'm gonna show you something. When you're dreaming and you don't know you're dreaming, the dude in the bed, you don't know his name, his existence, or his history. The dude who's snoring in the bed. When you in that dream, you are alternate version of yourself. And if somebody come up to you and be like, what's your birthday? It ain't gonna be the same birthday as the dude in the bed snoring. If somebody go up to you in a dream and say, where you was born at, you gonna give them the name of a whole nother city and state probably in that dream than the dude in the bed. You got a whole nother memory in that dream, a whole nother brain in that dream with its whole nother fucking girlfriends and fucking alternate damn friends and situation, you know what I mean? So you don't know nothing about the dude sleep in the bed till you wake up out the dream and say, yo, I was dreaming. Now you remember the dude in the bed history. Now you got a different birth date now, a different hospital you was born at here. But think about this. What if you're in the dream and you realize you dreaming? You know what'll happen? You will have two memory. It'll be like you remembering your past life now. It'll be like in the dream, you're gonna say, yo, I'm Bro Sanchez in another world. But in this world, my name Sanchez Johnson, and I'm a fucking painter. Now I'm remembering both of my histories. I'm remembering the version of me in this world that's a YouTuber, and I still remember the version of me in that world that's a painter. And now people may think I'm stupid in that world. They may say all of a sudden that fool talking about he got another life in another world as some YouTuber. Now they may think I'm crazy, but I will know in that world, damn it, I'm lucid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, see, I've never had that experience. I mean, most of my experiences, right? It's like I will have control over my dream for maybe 20 seconds and then I'm out. It's anything goes, right?
Have you
It's
ever
like
had deja vu?
I've had deja vu, yes.
Okay, so you ain't completely not experienced this stuff. So that's different than lucid dream. Lucid dreaming only I wouldn't say it's as common as deja vu. But out of this whole panel, you probably have 65, 70% of people who would say, yeah, I've dreamed before and realized in the dream that I was dreaming, but then wake up. Yeah, I've done it plenty of times.
Yeah, I mean, I probably have realized, but then it's not like I've got complete control of it anyway. I still go back to doing.
I didn't promise you no superpowers, and then I
No,
simply
no.
I simply said being in a dream and realizing you dreaming. That's the superpower. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
Okay.
superpower.
Mama's son, mama. I see what you just said there.
And,
That's yes.
and I feel
Say
like,
no more.
and I look at it this way, bro, because like I ain't gonna lie, I lucid dream damn near every night. Well, I don't know, bro. Sanchez might not call it lucid dreaming, but it's like I realize I'm in a dream, but I'm still on autopilot. It's like I really can't control it too much, but I'm aware. It's like my body is on autopilot. It's doing what it wants to do, but it's like I'm conscious of it. Like it's like semi lucid dreaming. So like I don't know if you ever had an experience like that. It's
Exactly.
like you're conscious of that you're dreaming, but you still don't have control. Like yeah, like he said,
Hey,
he ain't
bro,
talking
that's
no superpower.
that's why it takes a lot of times when you're dreaming, it takes uncontrollable circumstances and chaotic situations to wake you up. If you notice.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
real. What you
something
said
got to
there,
be real
bro?
out of the order. Oh, go ahead.
Yes, sir.
No, sorry. Go ahead. You got it.
Your intent power got to be real strong to start to alter the dream world. Even though you lucid, it's levels to this thing, and you really have to. It's an energy you harness from the pit of your chest, and you can pick up whole oceans when you become lucid. I did it as a child so much. Like as a child, I would, bro, I'm telling you. But look, go ahead.
Now I believe
Angel.
that's what the shamans was doing. Them shamans, they tap into that energy and they know how to control their dreams and stuff. That's why they go into meditation. It ain't nothing but REM sleep. Your REM sleep cycle is where you go into the lucid dreaming. So look into REM sleep if you're trying to do it on purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I was
Exactly.
gonna ask. Yeah, that's why I was gonna ask you too, bro. I think I'd be still lucid dreaming. I used to lucid dream. Now I think I just be astral projecting because I go to the same place every night, and it's like I'll be trying to do stuff. Like whenever I try to use my cell phone don't work. I can't drive a car. It's like anything that's not natural, it doesn't work for me. And then the last time I tried to astral project, I saw like some faces and stuff, scared the shit out of me. So I ain't try to do that no more. But I think that every night when I be dreaming, I just astral project because I go to the same place. My dead mom's there. You know what I'm saying? I do that like every single night. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. So I don't know what's going on with that. I just wanted to throw that in.
Anybody ever go to high school all the time in their dreams?
Yeah. I have a few
When I
times.
dream
Yeah.
about
all the time, man.
when I dream about people that I know in real life that's not dead, I have no control over them. But if it's just people in my dreams, I kind of can control them, like sort of like a video game. But if like say somebody I know in my dream, they seem like they had their own mind, like we like having matching dreams at that same time or something.
You know what? You know, I think, you know, the thing about sometimes people say, Brother Sanchez, I dream sometime and it be something that already happened in my life. Like, for example, I go back and redream my prom night in high school sometime, you know, and I relive it just like I was there, man. Or you may go back and redream your first football game on Pee Wee. Or you may go back and redream your first fishing trip. Or you may have a dream the next night when you was in college, right? Going back to college. You may be 70 years old, but redream when you first started college. And you may have a nostalgic feeling when you wake up like, yo, I forgot I used to think like that. Like if I ask y'all right now, can you remember exactly the way you were thinking when you was 12? You can remember yourself at 12, but you can't remember how you was thinking fully at 12. Now, if you were to dream tonight that you was 12 years old and going back to a 12-year-old experience you had in life, when you wake up, that dream will remind you exactly how you was thinking at 12. You literally went back in your 12-year-old body and was thinking with that same mind. And you were like, yo, I forgot I used to do it. The dream will remind you of shit you used to do. You forgot you did. Like, yo, I dreamed I was 10 again. Yo, I forgot I used to slob on a pillow and smell it.
Hey, going back to what Sir Job just said, though, I do believe that you can, like when he say he see people, they having like a simultaneous dream with him and stuff. Like I ain't gonna lie, no cap, bro. I seen this one girl on the airplane that I seen in my dream before. I'm like, where the hell I know this girl from? And then like I had to remember, like I seen Shorty in a dream before. You know what I'm saying? Like so, I
You
think
were
I don't
my
know.
dream girl.
Hey, bro, do you
Dream
think?
girl.
Hey, bro, do you think there's a
Isn't that
pattern
deja
there?
vu though? Where you think you remember someone, or did you actually pinpoint it back to
Every
a
other
dream?
city we go, we
You
see
know
the
what?
same. Oh.
I can't really differentiate, but I just remember an image in my head, and the only place I could think is from a dream. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I don't know this girl from nowhere. You know,
is she attractive?
I'm not gonna lie, she wasn't even attractive, so that's why I remember her. 'Cause I'm like, why is this ugly girl in my dream? It's like she had like one long tooth,
Guess
and
what?
one short tooth.
A
You know what I'm saying?
ugly dead girl think you cute, man, and she want to know before you die, can she get first dibs on you in the afterlife? So if you
Now
want
she
to,
was,
if you want to stop having that dream, the next time you have it, you just tell her, look, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm single, boom, and she'll go away. I'm just bullshitting. What if that's for real though?
yeah, you act crazy, man. But nah, though, I seen her in real life. That's what I'm saying. She ain't dead. It's a real woman. Like I wanted to ask her so bad, but like I don't know. I ain't want to be like strange. Her
Oh,
ass got
you got a witch on your hand. If you
yeah,
got
that's
a
what. Cause
chick,
look,
oh yeah, you got a witch, and I ain't even bullshitting with you right now.
nah, cause her ass, I think she had COVID or something. Cause I'm sitting next to her on the plane. She coughing hella hard, and it sound like she got pneumonia or something. Like it's fluid in her lungs and shit. But that's what made me even like, you know what I'm saying, examine her anyway. Cause usually I don't be paying attention to people beside me and shit like that. I be in my own little bubble and shit. She kept on coughing. I had to look in her face, and she pulled her mask down. I'm like, man, I know this girl, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know her from shit though. Like I was low key peeping at her cell phone, looking at her Facebook, trying to see if I know her name or something. And like, man, I don't know. Shit crazy though. The dream world, that's what I'm saying. It got two worlds going on. That's what that duality is. Like it's duality all the time. Sun and the moon, awake, sleep, you know what I'm saying? There's two worlds simultaneously going on at one time.
Yo, yeah, it definitely. I had a dream the other day, man. It's crazy because I had one of my homeboys I served the Marines with. He passed, and this was like October 20th or whatever. And just a few weeks ago. But anyways, in my dream, I was going to this restaurant, and I walked into the restaurant. Nobody had masks on, and I became aware because I'm like, damn, I remember when we used to be like that in our society or whatever. So that let me know right now that I wasn't in this reality. Because our shit crazy right now. But anyways, I seen my boy that had passed. And when I seen him, I started talking to him. And I said, boy, one day you're going to cause everybody a lot of pain because I remember how I felt when he passed. He was only like 21, 22 years old or whatnot. And he looked at me. He was like, well, what the hell are you talking about? And I was like, damn, I'm in a different, reality or whatnot. Like what happened in my reality ain't happened this one yet. Because obviously you're still alive or whatnot. And then I woke up and it fucked me up because I was like, damn, I seen him in an alternate reality where he's still alive, but in this one he's dead. And come to find out, it was like the anniversary of his death or whatnot. So it was random that I seen him. I ain't, had any dreams or anything about him in a long time. You know what I'm saying? And then like the day that he died, I had a dream about him. I seen him in an alternate reality or whatnot. And when I told him, I said, man, you gonna cause a lot of people a lot of pain one day. And I was thinking about his death in my reality. And the way he looked at me, he was like, yeah, you tripping right now, man. Like, we supposed to be eating right now. Like, we chilling. We finna go hoop. And I became aware in that dream. I was like, damn. So, yeah, that shit real, man. Like you said, two things be going on at once in, your dreams or whatnot. But I just wanted to throw that out there.
Like,
Yeah,
and look at it this way too. Like, basically, you can live inside your head. Like, if y'all like dude said he be daydreaming, that means your eyes is open, but you still visualizing the whole nother world inside your head. So that's what I'm saying. You can even access this world. You know what I'm saying? It's basically your subconscious mind, pretty much.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say too. Like for me, how it happened was I was asked to projecting, but I was like doing it for the wrong reasons. I was like trying to check up on my ex. So I would actually ask to project and like try to make myself so I could like look above her bed and see her. And it worked the first time, but the second time I tried to do it, I guess there was the wrong intentions because I tried to climb up the rope. Some people might know what I'm talking about. I climb up the rope and I saw all these faces and stuff. So it scared the shit out of me, yo. So since then I haven't tried to ask for project. But I think I'd be doing it anyway. But just make sure your head is clear and you're doing it for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to bring no negative energy, and it ain't really negative energy. It's just your own negative shit. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I was saying about them psychedelics too. That shit'll take you to that spiritual world too. I remember the
Yes,
first time
sir.
First time I tried acid, man, I was playing that tempo run, and when you hit the little boost thing, when you speed up and shit, as soon as I hit a boost, my nigga, I swear to God, that shit stuck me inside the game.
We don't wanna really encourage the acid, bro. Let's pass the mic a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I'm not telling nobody to do that shit. I'm just saying, though, like, you know what I'm saying? It's possible. That's why they make it a Schedule A drug, because they don't want you to get in touch with this shit.
So
I don't want you to get in touch with acid either. I'm with the mushrooms though.
Yeah, acid just strikes me as like some crazy chemical that just makes our brains malfunction. I could be wrong.
But yeah, it's synthetic.
Are we saying
Actually, it grows from a mold that grows on grain, you know what I'm saying, called the ergot fungus.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
cocaine grows from a coca leaf, but I'd rather you get the coca leaf and not the cocaine.
Right.
Yeah, the more closer to the source, natural, unprocessed, you know what I'm saying, is the best. I wouldn't even do it if you don't have no reason to, but I'm just saying, if you into spirituality, then hey.
Hey bro, what makes the soul astral travel? Is it or sorry, what makes the body to make the soul astral travel? Do you got to just have a spirit, or is it something you have to do? I mean, do animals experience stuff like this, do you think?
Yeah, animals dream. Dreaming is a result of energy can't stop being in motion. The mind is in creating a motion reality called life in the back of the brain, what they call it the pineal gland, is where reality is being projected. We're literally living reality in our minds. There's an old saying that says it's all in the head. It's all in the head. You know what I'm saying? That's why we say mind over matter, because mind is matter. Mind is what projects matter. So the thing is this right here, right? The reason we dream is because mind can never be still. That's like saying energy can stop its motion or cease. So since energy got to remain in motion, there's never a time where you're not thinking. And so when you go to sleep, the mind says, look, since I can't be still, but this body is tired, I got another body I can go into then. Because I'm bound by a rule that I can't stop. But at the same time, I can only go inside of these bodies that have to stop. So you have all of these avatars. It's like saying I got a bunch of cell phones. When one die, well, I can use the other one. They all got the same number though, which is my essence, my fingerprint, my number that's dialed in the universe. But many phones though. So when one of them go dead, I could pick it. So that's like saying when I lay this body down at night and go to sleep, reality don't stop. The mind continues its experience in the dream. And the mind don't distinguish a difference between the dream and this world.
I disagree a little bit. I don't think reality, at least as far as I see it, is projected by the mind. I see the mind perceiving reality and us being a part of reality. And I think the perception is incredibly incorrect ultimately, but it's just our brain piecing together all this information that's flying at it and trying to create a model. And like for things like colors and how we perceive frequencies and tones and sound.
And that right there is what I meant by projection. Once the mind try to reconfigure reality, to me it becomes a project, it becomes a projection. It may not get it right. It may reconfigure it wrong, which is why some people may be colorblind. So when you say the sky is blue, that ain't really true. Some people actually got a different color sky because they're projecting reality different. The sky ain't blue for every animal. Some animals see in black and white. In fact, everything on earth don't see the sun and moon. A fly see like 50 suns, 50 moons, 50 U's. You know, so like what's true is in the eyes of the observer. You know what I'm saying? So like
Hey bros, I want to stop you there. Something you said there, right? I mean, I don't know if I totally agree with it with the fly thing, because it's like,
It don't matter if you agree with it or not. I'm giving
Yeah,
an
that's fact.
example
no,
for
yes, you
for
are
you to
correct,
understand.
correct,
Yeah, that ain't
yes,
a
yes,
matter of agreeing or disagreeing. That's did you get the example? I don't know
yes, I
how
did,
many
yeah,
suns or moons a fly see with, but you know some animals see double. That's what I'm trying to say. And the example is I don't see the reality like them animals. Did you understand that part, Adrian?
yes, sir.
All right, well then you got the purpose of me speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And what you were saying was spot on, by the way. I think it's fascinating how we only really perceive certain bands of frequency, but we a lot of times kind of feel sure that we understand what's going on and that we've perceived properly and that we've constructed reality properly in our mind. And I just think that's far from the truth. And it also leaves us susceptible to people giving us false information. And it's just, I mean, from a young age, we're just born getting fed this information and propaganda. And I think that drives things like our dreams and drives our behavior, definitely. And so if you don't have the truth to be exposed to through your sensory organs, then how can you arrive on it? It's tough.
Yeah.
Brother Sanchez, can I just
I think the truth is already in us when we're born, which is why they gotta cover it up all our life with the lies of indoctrination when we children. And so the matter of discovering truth is basically uncovering it and ripping apart all the things you thought you knew and that what you believed and all that. And beneath all of that'll be the truth. Then it'll just be a matter of relaying that truth in your own unique way. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah,
That's
Brother
a huge
Sanchez.
part of the problem is tearing down the lies, but then we're left saying, I don't know, or trying to figure it out ourselves.
Well, I think what we're trying to find out is buried beneath the lies. And that's gonna be what's going to that's the knowledge. And when the root word of knowledge is no. I think the reason we don't know is because we think we know, but we really know all the lies. And that if we really want to know, we get rid of all the lies and can't nothing be left right there but the naked truth, stripped down with his ass out.
But not necessarily all of it is my problem, because some truth may be left, but there's still all this other stuff that we'll never know, in my opinion.
You'll always find the truth when you strip away the lies. It depends on what truth you're looking for. Can everybody else mute up? I'm getting some background, Tim. So Tim, what I would say is this. If I want to find the truth about nutrition, because the government told us to drink milk, eat meat, and all that stuff, right? Then guess what? I'm going to strip through all the lies about what they say about the body and eat meat and all that stuff. And guess what I'm going to be left with? Fruits and vegetables and all that without nobody having to tell me that. Because once I do the process of elimination and take away everything I don't supposed to be eating on earth, I'm going to be left with everything I'm supposed to be eating on earth. Herbs, vegetables, fruits, and things of that nature. Of course, you know what I'm saying?
But what if you lived in a place that had been systematically denied fruits and vegetables? They had just been eradicated from popular culture.
It still won't change the fact that if you want to find a truth, strip away the lies.
I totally agree. I just think that there's a lot more that could be out there that we would never be told. Maybe that
you will never find it out until you strip away the lies.
Agreed. I agree.
Yeah. That's all.
I don't think we'll figure everything out, unfortunately. And we're left in a place without much knowledge.
People not, and some people will. Some people may do. See, my thing is this. Figuring out everything is crazy and stupid. Like, I don't want to learn how to box, play football, basketball, be a genius. No. I want to figure out the knowledge of everything, not everything. But if I know the knowledge of the universe, I know the knowledge of everything. I ain't trying to exactly figure out everything. I want to know the mystery of all things, of everything.
That's deep.
And I think that can definitely be known.
Hey, bro, earlier on or just a second ago, you said we was born with the truth.
Let me take a phone call. You guys go ahead for a second.
Hey Tim, how you doing, man?
Doing okay. Got some bad family news yesterday, so sad stuff. But other than that, I'm okay.
Not too bad, hopefully.
No, it sucks. It sucks. It has to do with my
Oh.
grandmother being ill and having been intubated. But yeah, it's
Hold on,
crazy.
wait, what happened to him? What's wrong, bro? God,
I haven't heard too much. We don't know too much, but she's like in the hospital and intubated. So that's just kind of what I'm thinking
wait,
about.
who? Your mom?
My grandmother.
Okay,
Sorry,
man. Well wishes, man, and I hope the best that she make it through that shit.
Thanks,
I'm
man.
sorry
Thanks.
to hear about that, man. Hope everything get well.
Thanks, guys.
So let me ask you, Tim, why I got you on the phone. I mean, why you just on here? Why we got a little minute? Do you believe in magic? Probably hear.
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, but it comes down to definition of what I think that word means. Like, I think people do stage magic, but I just think it's trickery. You know, people utilizing knowledge and deception against other people for control and manipulation. That's my definition. What do you think?
Right, or either somebody that's able to kind of manipulate an outcome to happen. And supposedly when it happens, it looks like it's a coincidence anyway. So there's really no way to really prove if the magic works or not. But supposedly, you're able to, change the outcome or influence events or something like that.
I think it works. I think it works. I mean, look at like mainstream
does.
media. Mainstream media and mass media, I think, is magic at work. And that is hugely driving society.
Right, it is. And I'm trying to learn about it, not because I'm trying to do anything dark or anything like that, but just by learning about it, I'm learning how, they use the magic and spells and it's so much stuff that they can use. You know what I mean?
A sound off. A sound off.
Yeah.
What they do with magic is it's basically engineering and creation. They are creating things and hiding the steps that it took to create this. This is why when you go and look at magic tricks revealed or any form of magic, there's that level of deception to it, because what they're doing is not showing you how they got the apple to fall in the back of the box. So to us, it's magic, but in the grand scheme of things, it's over engineering. Look up some of Harry Houdini's stuff and some of these other people.
Right, but supposedly the whole premise of magic, they wouldn't have to over-engineer it if they did the right way. Then supposedly they should be able to use their elements to help influence. You know what I'm saying? Use the earth, use the wind. It's just another way of creation.
And I still look at that as engineering though too, because if you use the elements, are you not engineering the elements?
Yeah,
you are, but I guess it's better to engineer the elements and use the natural power from the universe besides making something fake or trying to flip it upside down. You know what I mean?
And that goes back to what Tim was saying about your perception of magic.
Right, exactly. So yeah, it's just real interesting. I've been looking at it, just seeing how like carrying a crystal can influence events, or make your magnetic field a little bit stronger, stuff like that. I just think it's real interesting. I think there's a lot of, it's a lot of truth to that. So I just want to see what y'all thought,
See, when I think of crystals, when I think of magic, I don't think of crystals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't either. But if we're gonna use magic in that definition like that to influence the event, so if if I can carry this crystal in my pocket and it's going to protect me. I mean, that's sort of like magic, right?
Y'all should look up. Magic is all in the mind, man. Y'all should look up them Buddhist monks that be putting themselves in the fire and putting fire in their hands and all kind of stuff. They get all this Dragon Ball Z shit from over there in Asia, you know what I'm saying?
Mind over matter, supposedly. But even if you do something, you're carrying a crystal in your pocket, the damn crystal don't work. It's a placebo effect. I mean, it's still working. So, I mean, you never really know if magic really works, right? You see what I'm saying?
See over there.
Oh no, those crystals work.
So look.
Oh yeah. I'm on to the crystals, definitely. Yeah, the crystals be on. Yeah.
If the illusion is cast and you see it, then it should work. At least it worked on you or whoever was perceiving. You got people like
whose background is that? Can that person mute? Is that Mike?
Sorry, Mike. Hold on.
All right, go ahead, man.
You got people like David Blaine or this Asian guy, Yif or Yif, however you say his name. You got what's the guy from the UK? Dynamo. Like they do some real tricky fucking shit. So I'm talking about in your face magic. So where you probably annoy him, like, okay, do it just one more time, bro. One more time. You know what I mean? And I mean, I just believe, alongside, I guess, the forces of nature that we would acknowledge, it's a possibility that some people may be tapped into, more.
Yeah,
you
just
know?
where like manipulating the energy, just smoothing your way out. You know what I'm saying? Kind of manipulating everything to kind of go your way. You know, that's the way I see it.
Also,
Like, so
keep in mind too, magic ain't really magic if it's figured out. So it's
Right.
based on it being supernatural. So magic to someone else may not be magic to another person because if they knew the secret, then it ain't magic. Remember, the definition of magic is using unknown or supernatural forces to influence events or outcomes.
That's
But if a
all.
person
That's all it is a cult. You know what I'm saying? It's just hidden knowledge. You know what I'm saying? If I took
exactly,
a fruit, if
I
I
wouldn't
took
even
a
say
fruit and you ain't
I wouldn't even say it's hidden though, bro. I mean, I would just say it's unbeknownst to the perceiver.
I mean,
Check
just
this
yeah,
out.
for
Look, check this
you're
out.
right.
Check this
If I
out.
if, go
We
ahead.
take all of us. We take all of us right now. We didn't have to go back too far. I was watching this guy on it wasn't Discovery Channel. This guy on YouTube who went to a quote unquote indigenous tribe. I don't know. I don't recall where it was. I don't think it may have been like Papua New Guinea or somewhere like that. You know, and he had taken like a voice recorder. He took his camera, took pictures of the people, and the people went fucking crazy. They thought he was taking their soul. So to them, it was some fucking sorcery, witchcraft type shit. When the guy taking the photos, he understands the technology behind it.
right, and then I guess you can say, I mean, if you define it real broadly, we all use magic every day anyway, like ritual stuff. I mean, we say our grace before we eat. That's
Like
a ritual.
selfies and stuff.
Cleansing the
Yeah.
food. You see what I'm saying? That's like
Yeah.
magic. So that's because so the food will nourish my body. So it's just a lot.
I mean,
Hey,
talking
going
on these
back to
fucking
what you
devices, talking on these devices is magic. I don't know what
I
any of
was,
this
Yeah,
I
it
was about
involves.
to
is.
say that, bro.
Yeah.
Because
Yup.
going back
With
to
you on
what
that,
bro
bro.
was talking about with the crystals, think about it. What we using right now is considered magic because we using magnetic devices with crystals all in them to do these transmitters and
Yes.
relays.
Right.
So this is magic also.
Yeah,
So
quartz. Right. And see, we can
Technology.
tap into that magic with the crystals, just by focusing on a thought and putting it in the crystal, automatically telepathically send your information to the crystal. That's how they memorize stuff on the computers and stuff. It's little chips. That quartz, that's how watches remember stuff. So they really do have a memory. You know what I mean?
Has a
Hey,
quartz
bro.
in it. The
Hey,
flat
that's
screen
how
TV has a quartz in it.
Yeah, definitely.
LCD is liquid
And
crystal
there's a
display.
specific crystal that allows us to use long distance calling. There was a black man in like the 90s that found the crystal in Africa. So that's why we can use a cell phone to do long distance calling.
Yeah, I believe
hey,
it.
hey, so bro,
But I'm gonna
are
get
we?
some references to go along with what I'm saying. Just a moment.
Hey, so while the sister pulls that up, are we saying there's a difference between magic and sorcery, or are they both the same thing?
Not necessarily. It's tomatoes to
It's who
me.
you're talking to. Either you're talking to
Sorcery,
God or you're talking to something else. That's the
Because
only
yeah,
difference.
it's
because
basically
check
the
this
same
out, right?
thing. The root word of sorcery is source. Oh,
You see like these magicians or entertainers, right? They would be like floating in the air in some of their events, and they say it's magic. But you take it back to the 1600s or the 1500s, someone's floating in the air. That's sorcery. It's not magic. It's you're like the devil or the witch. You understand? But today now it's entertainment. It's like it's magic. But back then it would be sorcery.
Is there some more
we
chicken
also
up
got to
there?
keep
Sorcery. Cool.
we also got to keep in mind, Adrian, that's only considered magic to the people in the crowd. To his boys, whoever's performing that, if they see the strings, if they helped him rig everything up, if they helped him go through that, then that ain't magic to them. It's the magic being presented to the spectator. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
You ready?
yeah, sorcery is all pulling from a source,
What
man.
happened?
Like
That's lit.
What's that? Is that someone's
Y'all know who I
background?
really want to see do full time, bro? I want to see Grandma on there.
Yeah, somebody's background.
He'd be perfect.
Hey, I think Darkstar, you got to mute up,
Grandma?
bro.
Can I share my
He's still playing.
or
Yeah.
how do I share what I'm looking at?
Yeah, I think the sister
I don't
wants to
know.
show us
Somebody background is terrible.
Who is Kenny?
Yeah, Erica want to share something.
Oh, that nigga is fire.
But I mean,
Hey,
like,
Dark Star.
I don't know if
Hey,
I can
Dark
see.
Star, go ahead and mute
What
up,
I'm
bro.
saying is, I don't see him being on. Been on there. He checks like interviews or like actually commentating on it.
Dark Star, mute up, bro.
Then you said that some niggas was working like that, something of the fourth quarter.
I don't know why cats
House
do that,
highlights.
man. They already know the rules up here.
And Sanchez not even on his computer to boot him out or mute him.
Extra one? I don't think I did. I'm not going nowhere. There's some chicken in here.
Somebody got to give them that Uncle Phil jazz treatment. Throw them out the front door. Like, golly.
Yeah, it's disrespectful at the moment. What's going on?
I just sent him a direct message. Hopefully he see it.
Love is love.
Yay.
Dark Star, mute your mic.
Oh man.
Anybody on the panel ever looked into the Buddhist cosmology?
I do be noticing a lot of people parking outside. Yeah, a lot of people like
I can't even build with that, bro. I can't even build with that noise. I don't think nobody can.
Yeah, that seemed like some agent shit to try and distort what the hell we got going.
Yeah, that sounds a little suspect. Definitely. Something ain't right there.
Who is that anyway? Who is that guy?
I ain't never seen him on here before.
Shit, I'm new on here too, but I know to mute my damn mic.
Yeah, it's making it a little tough to build right now, but yeah.
What kind of mushroom?
We done found out what this nigga eating for dinner and everything.
Y'all can't boot him?
Get Fred out here.
I tried to.
Open my freezer. Okay, now you can cut it out.
Like, that's weak. Whoever you are, that's weak as shit.
Yeah, he probably joined on his phone. Got a phone, put it down or something.
You got those artists. This car work.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that's definitely on purpose.
Car work. One go off, they all go off. It sounds like.
I know it's no respect for Brother Sanchez channel or the panel.
If y'all can continue and just talk over.
I can't even do that.
Are y'all cold?
Maybe we should log off or something.
Don't cut no heat off.
Could at least play some beats or something in the background.
You know, God, you know when the temperature, when the temperature drops.
It don't make it no better that they like yelling too, bro.
I know, but I'm saying, nigga, y'all gonna die.
He probably got caught cheating.
It's gonna be cold downstairs. It's gonna be hot here.
Something going on in now. Some
I do
ghetto
the
shit.
trip. I'd rather be cold than hot.
Hey, y'all make sure y'all hold y'all
You know what I'm
thoughts.
saying?
You know what I'm saying? That way, whenever they shut that shit up, we can hop right back in where we were. Keep it moving.
That's even worse.
Bro.
So you want one of these chickens?
Bring me a 2-piece, man. Bring me a 2-piece.
All right, y'all, let's get it. I think they gone.
We good? We good? Erica, it's on you, sis.
Man, I thought you was something.
Mute up, dog. Oh, you blowing it.
Yeah, Sister Erica, it's on you. I think she might have gone. Is she still with us?
What was the subject that we was on?
I think she had some stuff to show us. She was going to screen share or something.
Yeah, I think she just left out, Adrian.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, she's supposed to try to get references.
Anybody ever looked into the Buddhist cosmology? Or if anybody could pull it up, it kind of ties into everything we was talking about with the multiverse and even into flat earth. I don't know if Sanchez ever taught on it, but he kind of sparked my imagination when he was talking about the Buddhists on the last stream.
Oh yeah, he's definitely done some. He's done some topics about it for sure. I think he subscribes to that notion. I don't want to speak for him, but I know I've seen him pull up the map a few times. You're talking about the map that's got all the outer lands outside of ours, right?
No, it kind of looked something like the Hindu cosmology almost, but like with all the other people just steady going out and out and out for infinity.
I think the Buddhists, that's what they dealing with, like the lotus flower, right?
Oh, it looked just like the flat Earth. Look just like it. They even got one with the sun and the moon, with the flat plane going in a circle around the flat plane.
I think they do the flat plane symbolizing the lotus flower.
Yeah, lotus flower, ripple effect. That's pretty much what all those maps are trying to depict. I mean, everything from the Hebrew cosmology to the Vedic to Hindu, everything.
I think he touched on that recently. Speaking about, I think he spoke about the Brahmandala.
I've already said this on the panel before. It was the first on the Hot Button panel, but I feel like the creator created multiple realities so they could have multiple experiences of light and dark. I didn't mention light and dark the first time I mentioned it, but that's all I had to say.
It's like Sanchez said. I would think that the creator created us to experience this creation, and when you look at it that way, you're not just going to experience all good, all bad. It's going to be duality with it. So for sure.
Yeah, because you can't have one without the other. You know what I mean?
Right. So, I guess because we're infinite, that must mean that we got to go through every possible situation that's even possible. You know what I'm saying? Good and bad. So I be wondering too, if we're born again, hopefully we'll come back higher than we were now, right? Like you wouldn't come back as like nothing if you were on a lower portion. Do y'all see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I couldn't come back and be a serial killer, right?
You saying because you already elevated past that I guess that idea frequency of being a serial killer, right?
Right.
Yeah, I see where you're going with it. I mean, it's definitely possible. It's always hard to discern that stuff because we don't know anybody that's died, came back, told us a story, lived a full life. But I could see that being
Peace
possible.
to the panel, y'all. What's going on? Y'all spitting them flames, man.
Peace, brother.
What's up, brother?
Good, KK.
The Buddhist cosmology, when I was reading up on it, they say like if you do something bad, you might come back as an animal, insect or something. You know what I'm saying? And if you live a righteous life, you might come back as a human in a heavenly realm. I'm just thinking like, are these dogs people that was bad at one point?
Yo,
I'm coming back as an
that
animal
too.
wasn't a bad
That's
thing.
why Buddhists don't eat animals, you know what I'm saying? Because that's their ancestors, depending on how they live their life. I feel.
Man, I gotta give y'all some food for thought. And I thought about this for a couple of days, right? But it's kind of weird how the creator created the universe. I thought about this. When Bro Sanchez came up with the concept, he was like pretty much he believed that reality was conceived. Like you didn't have like two people that populated the earth and then everything happened. Like it was just like in the middle of a movie, it just popped up and it was there. So I thought about this. I was like, when you born, right? When you come out your mother womb, all you know is what either she taught you about how you got here, and then either the people on the outside. But I just thought about, I'm like, that's everybody. Like all the way, like her mother, when she came out her mother womb. You get what I'm saying? It's almost like however the creator created this reality, like it will always be a mystery because you only know from what either your mother taught you or what you learned from other people. Because when you're born, you just pop out here like, damn, like I'm trying to figure out what this is. And I think that's just it's like it's infinity. Like you would never know.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's kind of deep, bro. That's kind of deep because I was thinking that too, where Sanchez with his conception belief that everything was conceived at thought. Don't that make sense? Because if you even compare it to humans, a woman ain't giving birth to just a foot. She not just birthing out an arm. You know what I mean? It's all coming out together, that whole experience. So I would even say that supports the theory of everything at once being created.
Yeah, it's almost
Yeah.
like a fractal. You know what I'm saying? Just like if I come up and I imagine something in my head, like I imagine a mountain. You know what I'm saying? The whole mountain is there, but the individual rocks and all that stuff, that's gonna be there without even me thinking about it because it was part of the mountain. You see what I
This
mean?
is how I
Is
feel.
it?
This is how I feel about it. So, when Sanchez is giving us that depiction or that mental image of the creator speaking into, I think he said it was a pond, or he's speaking about like water, and saw his reflection, and that whole scene was going on. When I think about the infinity of it all, the God thought, I think about like every fucking person, everything that can think. You know what I mean? So maybe some primates, I don't know, but definitely, humans, right? So imagine all you guys right here on the panel, right? Now, just briefly try and recall some of your wildest fucking thoughts and or emotions. Not your wildest thoughts or imaginations, and you take it as far as you taking it in your direction, and then you have me, and I'm doing the same thing in my direction as well as everybody else on this panel. Like seemingly that is that seems like a formula to head towards infinity, because there's no way to have all the collective thoughts, but all of the collective thoughts, all of the experiences, I think that's what the creator experiences and is able to harness and or see.
Yeah, so that's why it's got to be infinite. That's why it's got to be infinite. Because if you imagine a wall, it's gonna be separate drops of paint on that wall. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't imagining the paint. I just see the wall. But the paint knows. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense, man?
So watch this. So this is another thing. I'm gonna finish with this. So I was like, this dude asked me this. He was like, well, what's the point of life, right? If you're gonna die one day. And I was like, the fascinating thing about how the creator created this reality is you would ask the same question if you had immortality. If you live forever, you would be asking the same exact question. Isn't that crazy?
That's deep. I like that. I like that.
That's very deep. That's very deep.
Yeah, that was.
Like
So
the point of the life.
That's that yin yang, that balance.
I feel like the
So-
point of life is it's subjective and subjective. That shit is kind of relative to the questioner. You know what I mean? Who's ever asking the question, I think you gotta come up with that on your own. Like whatever the point of your life is to you. That's just like if I get up on this panel and I feel like I'm saying the realest shit I could have ever said in my life, and I got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my Donald Trump speech. None of y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I know what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? So I get me. And then all y'all at the same time, I'd be like, man, this nigga tripping. So what the fuck is the point? And I'm like, damn, y'all didn't get it. I think everybody has everybody's points to life, I think, is gonna be different.
Yeah, in other words, the purpose of life is life. Life is its own purpose. And for example, the purpose of the blank canvas is to be a blank canvas. Now, what you put on it is on you. So life is the blank canvas. That is its purpose, for you to give it purpose. Like life don't give us purpose, we give life purpose. In other words, that's how I say it all the time. I think that's a good way to look at it. Like life purpose is for you to give it purpose. That basically like life don't have a purpose other than to just be life. It is its own purpose.
It's crazy because when you say that, I immediately think about my little girls, right? So some of my daughters like dolls and some don't. And it's like, what the fuck is the point of what's the purpose for the doll? You know what I mean? And some of my little girls may give them life per se. And then, some of my other ones, they might just sit the shit on the shelf and, hop on their phone or get on or whatever it is they got to do.
And bro Sanchez, I don't know if you was listening in, but we was kind of talking about the theory you put out there as far as how existence, how it just was conceived. So basically what I was saying was, I was like, when you born or whatever, it's like you only know from what either your mother taught you or for what somebody else taught you. And I just kind of related that cycle from her coming out her mother or her brother coming out her mother. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it just seemed like we would never know. All we know is what either our moms told us, or it kind of, to me, that kind of supported your theory of just how everything just was conceived. Like, it just was like, 'cause that's just how it is when you come out your mother. You get me?
I also look at it.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
with
go
you.
ahead, Sincere.
No, I was saying I'm with you. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I also feel like if we say nothing is new under the sun, and we believe we are, manifestations of the creator, it would make sense to me that the best way to have these infinite nothing new under the sun scenarios and situations is for humans to go through them. So another thing, purpose to life, I would say, is to for the creator to experience infinite reality.
Yup.
Yo, bro, you ever went into the Buddhist cosmology?
Bad, I'm over here eating, but yes, several streams on it.
Okay. Yeah, they right on with that flat earth too, man. I'm like, damn, bro, dead on.
Hey, speaking of that Buddhist, somebody mentioned a monk earlier, and have you guys ever seen? I guess it's like the monks that don't die, or like their bodies don't deteriorate. Is that like a hoax, or do you guys know anything about that?
Yeah, I've seen
what?
clips on it too. You talking about where they stay fixed in a position for like a long time and they never
Yeah,
really pronounce as dead.
How they like turn to human statue.
Like suspended animation. I don't know if it's like a hoax or what's that really about it. If they like ascended or something, but their bodies don't deteriorate.
I think some of it's subjective because if you look at some of those, positions and corpses they showing, they telling us that they actually never died, but at the same time, I don't see that spirit waking up that 65-pound body hunched over with mold growing on it to just be able to come back. So that's where we have to determine what
Right.
it means to be alive and to be dead, because I could say that technically speaking, by the way, we know death. They are dead. That spirit ain't gonna come back open and awake that fragile body. So yeah.
So what's in the body the same? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like it's not decaying or anything.
The ones that I seen, they were decaying, bro. I don't think there is such a thing as a body that can just never not decay.
That'd be going against, the code or the reality, how things break down.
Hey, bro, did like death, right? Would you say death is almost like darkness, void?
If we come out of the darkness, it only makes sense that we have to return back to it.
Okay, so it's like, what do you think, like, blind people see?
I just
Probably the
think they
same
see
thing you
like
see when you
dark
close
light.
your eyes.
Like when y'all close your eyes,
You can still
like
see
it
the
ain't
light, but
completely. It ain't
Well, it
completely
depends
dark.
on if they've been blind their whole life. If they've been blind their whole life, then they don't see nothing. They smell stuff, use their other senses. But if they can see, then they see what they used to see before they went blind. You know what I'm saying?
But I wonder how they perceive their reality, like, because our reality is the things that we see in front of us, right? And that's what makes up our dreams and us, really. So if they can't see nothing, I wonder, it's crazy sometimes. I think about it, but I don't know whether
Look
I'm
at it.
reaching, but
Now,
You don't just see with your eyes, you see with your hands. So a blind man who never saw a chair, if you give him one and he feel on it for a couple of months, he probably can build a chair. Whereas you got eyes and you don't even know how to build a chair yet.
Hey, shout out to to the people who have teach people like
So
Helen Keller.
one more thing too. My brother's daddy is blind, and he was a golfer, and he won many trophies. The world's first blind golfer in Alabama. So you
Yeah,
can
I
see
mean,
what it is
I'm,
this. What it is this. If I go blind now, it would be a matter of me imagining my room, and I'll know, okay, the table should be right here. That should be here. Boom, boom. You now putting the room back together in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Just same way we see is how a blind person see, if you think of it that way. Like, because if you go blind right now, you would have to be able to put reality together again in your mind. And that's the same way you was doing it when you wasn't blind. You just learning how to do it again. I mean, some blind people see better than us.
They're like the little black kid who uses like the clicking, like the bats or whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about? It's a little
Yeah,
black.
that
It's like a little.
echolocation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Echolocation.
it's other ways to make out your environment. Yeah, and sometimes those can be even better than the eyes, man. You know what I'm saying?
Can I say something? What's up to everybody in the chat and everybody on the panel, and everybody watching. I was thinking about something like we got blood cells, we got blood in our body, and we got all this in our body, right? But we don't feel it moving, but it's moving. But we can't feel the channels of bloods going through our vein or none of that, right? But yet it's moving faster than we think. Now, we shed blood cells, skin cells, and all this stuff, right? So our body regenerates cells, but we can't feel our cells dying and being regenerated, or to say we can't feel the death and what's being born in us, right? Of the smaller organisms, which is still life. But us as humans, when we die and another baby is being born somewhere else, we feel that. So I'm saying this to say that I think when you go far up in the sky, right, you can't see us no more, right? We basically are particles at that point. So I'm saying this to say, I think that we are in another body, somebody, some kind of God figure or in somebody's body, right? Because when you look, if you take a camera and you look at what's going on in the world is moving so fast. The people, the animals, it's activity. So
the world alive, man.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But are we alive in another being?
The earth, yeah, earth is alive.
So that's what I'm saying. That's my take on when I say, well, when y'all speak about reality within reality within reality, I think it's never ending. And the being that we are in is in another being. And that being may be a particle size to that. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know, I'm just throwing something out there.
Yeah, let me pick back off of that.
That's definitely, yeah, that's what's up. Salutes to Dominique.
Is this reality, is this reality, could it be a dream of like of us as another avatar? I'm thinking is this the base reality, and at the North Pole could be, or is that the North Pole the base reality? Like, is that what they're hiding from us? You understand what I'm asking?
Man, I think everything has a North Pole. Like, every landmass has its own North Pole, I believe. The Earth itself has its North Pole. I think our body itself has a North Pole for the organisms within us. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think it's just one North Pole. I think every being, every organism in existence has a North Pole. And if everything's in balance, we all move together.
Yeah, no, I
Dominique, when you
understand.
say
It's
that,
in
are you
chaos.
saying that everything has a source? Is that what you kind of saying when you mean north?
Right,
Everything
a
North Pole?
center source. Center
Gotcha.
source in which everything feeds off of.
I like that, bro.
You know what, Dominic? I would rock more of the notion of everything has a North Pole, right? Because it's like if you're centered, right, you got to be balanced. So you got your left arm and your right arm. You know, you see tight ropes using both left and right. So you yourself have a North Pole. You yourself are the North Pole, and your arms are like your sun and the moon. They both play their part to keep you balanced.
Yeah,
that's
like your head is where the energy start, and then your digestive system is where the energy end. That's like the north and south pole.
It's good stuff, Dominique.
Yeah, for sure.
So this goes to like say where when the Bible, anything, any religious or spiritual, whatever says that we are built in the image of God. Everything is everything. You see what I'm saying? And if everything vibe together, and which is, see, this so-called Illuminati or this so-called elite, which have many names, whatever you want to call them, they trying to knock it out of balance. You see what I'm saying? So they can control, because when something's out of balance, you can control the narrative. But if everything's in balance, you can't control that. Because
You say that even makes me think back to how you hear the bullshit with them talking about pole shifts and
yeah,
getting out of balance. That's good stuff, bro. You got me really thinking over here.
I feel
yeah,
like that's the reason why you don't want us
that's
to go to
basically,
the.
and I believe this COVID. I mean, this thing, this you know what I'm saying? Whatever. I don't want to blow up the channel, but that sickness, that new sickness they talking about that's out. I think it's a distraction, and you know what I'm saying? Something's going on, and I don't know if what they trying to put in us is this jab. I don't know if it's knocking us out balance or I don't know, man, but I think it's a big distraction. And I think they're just faking the funk and we just falling for it. Just like the death of Michael Jackson. That shit, they was on every channel. And while we focusing on that, they doing something else. Make noise in the east, strike in the west. Same old tactic.
But see, I feel like that's different because I don't know. Maybe I'm just not getting the right mental image from that analogy because you ain't got to watch the shit. You know what I'm saying? You can unplug the TV. You can fucking unplug from society.
But who don't love Michael Jackson? So they playing off our emotions, our emo. What's your emo?
They're playing off the emotion of those who allow them to, or those who are in that circle, if you will, be in a big circle or not. Again, you can go to. I mean, I can't go in the middle of the rainforest and get the fucking singing Billie Jean. It is not gonna matter if I run across a tribe. It's not gonna resonate. They on a whole nother wave, literally and figuratively. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we on that shit because of where we are. We're in a technology.
Yo, Daryl, you're cutting out bad.
They are. As soon as you wake up in the morning, this shit do. All right, I'm driving. I'm gonna hop back in when I get out these mountains.
Yo, to bring it back to Brooke's original question, y'all think every religions that has its own creator created its people? So, we all don't have the same creator.
Nah, I think it's all the same creator. Brahma, you know what I'm saying? Allah, Yahweh, all them people the same deity, you know what I'm saying? That don't
Yep.
make sense. Why would they have different, you know? I don't know.
They all say they was created differently.
But it's still parallels in all these religions. Like,
I mean, I feel like, think about this. I feel like, can y'all hear me? Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, bro,
Yeah.
we hear
Yeah,
you,
we
bro.
hear you.
All right, so think about this. Think about a child that goes through. So I got this child right here, right? This child's name is fucking Eric. Now, Eric is a regular little boy, just going through life, doing what children do. Eric runs into a fucking traumatic situation. That situation is so traumatic for Eric, or maybe this experience is just so different that it fractures Eric. I mean, this is how you get multiple personality disorder. Now you're fucking 16 people, which
Man, I
So,
think
bro,
we are being used to create wormholes. And I think we are powerful than we think. Because like we said, we're talking about thought. Thought was the first thing. So if everybody think Michael Jackson dead, right? First day everybody found out. Everybody is on Michael. It's everybody thought, everybody mind is on Michael Jackson, and we're all sad. Now, that big wave could have caused a sad wave, you know what I'm saying? Putting us in a lower state of earth, because I think we also control the weather through our minds. Because there is saying that in Africa, you know, through thought, everybody mind on the same, you know what I'm saying, with music playing, they can control the weather with their minds. But I think we're being used, our thoughts are being used to manipulate Earth. So they're controlling Earth through us. You see what I'm saying? And we don't realize it. We're being manipulated. Because who really owns their own mind, if you think about it?
I mean, I definitely have some partial belief. Like earlier, we were speaking about shit being staged. I think about things. I think things are staged on the world level, being like the macro, in order to sway, at bare minimum, sway the energy of the masses. So now you got this big fucking plume of negative energy, just traversing through the fucking ether, and maybe it does something to the ether that in turn does something to our reality.
Hey, I don't know. Every time he talk, you get this beeping, right? And I don't know if that's in his room or background, but that'll drive me crazy. But yo, y'all,
My bad, bro.
yo, let me just say one thing, y'all. I gotta get up out of here and make a run real quick, and I may go live again tonight. If I get with some people who said they trying to debate or whatever, if they actually email me, then I may come back here and have a debate. But yeah, peace and salutes to y'all though.
yeah, much love,
Peace.
man.
Peace,
Thanks for
peace,
having me
peace.
again, bro.
Peace.
Hey, it was good to see y'all, brothers and sisters, man. Real talk. Yeah, but I'll be
Peace,
back
brother.
though. For sure, I'll be
Hey,
back.
if you come back tonight, man, you gotta bring that. I missed the talk about yesterday with the Asians and stuff, of Anchor Walden and Knockers and all of that. So
Matter of fact, the next time I go live, I'll probably revisit that because I did talk about that, but I don't think I really let people. I did try to let people join. They didn't join. A few old root words gave me smoke. You know what? I'm gonna do another one on that, man. You right. That'll be on the next one, Dominique, for sure. I'll see y'all in a few. Let me handle this a little bit. Matter of fact, yeah, I think I may go live and do that for sure, man.
for sure, for sure. Peace, peace.
All right.
All
Peace,
right,
family.
y'all.
Peace out. Peace out.
Hey, salutes to everybody that hit that cash app for real though. I want to drop a bomb and let me go on ahead and see. Okay, so salutes to Gloria, Key Norfolk, Kalub Shipman, Samuel Williams, and Awakening Minds. Appreciate the love from y'all. I appreciate it, guys.